Warning. Warning. This is not a test. This is not a test.
From the simulators to your screens, this is the pinnacle of iRacing competition. Welcome to the Full-Length Cup Challenge. Witness the dedication, the strategy, the sheer speed. The show starts now.
Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Full-Length Cup Challenge. Tonight we're excited to bring you all the action from iRacing's virtual Auto Club Speedway, or what should be a thriller. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing with the Goat Walker Racing Series, the Full-Length Cup Challenge, and Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name is Justin Prince, alongside me in the booth for tonight's Kirk Mills with DJ Line producing using cameras provided by Whiplash SimCams. There are plenty of question marks tonight. This was originally supposed to be Mexico City. That has not come to iRacing yet. So instead, we've turned up the heat during build week, and now we're set to go on one of the toughest tracks on the schedule, and one of the toughest times on the schedule to do it, because this package is going to test everyone here in Fontana.
Oh yeah, man, I tell you right now, this is going to be hot and dangerous. These cars are going to be locked and loaded to race here at this non-existent racetrack anymore, Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California. It has a lot of lanes, a racetrack, and man, this place is on fire. It is a hot day out here in the middle of the summertime in California. The track's been baking for the last few hours, and these cars are on track right now trying to figure something out. All week they've been out there trying to figure something out with this track, with the tires, as it is one hot race. Everybody's going to have struggle with tires tonight.
So far, we've had 9 different drivers make their way into the postseason with locks from victories. Now it's the question, will we see an upset winner tonight? There is the possibility based on some of the chatter in the garage areas. But tonight, there's going to be a true test being put on for the field. 38 drivers enter for tonight's race. Derek Heitman and Tommy Gossett start on the front row tonight in their Toyotas. Adam Benefield will start next. Joey Prevey will be next in the order. So 3 of the top 4 have some Renko power plants underneath them. Cameron Stone starts alongside Ralph A. Hutchinson in the top 6. Next up, Robert Miller. He'll start alongside Paul Hill. Then rounding out your top 10 for tonight, Sean O'Brien and Lucas Hoytsma.
Starting in the 11th place spot tonight will be Alex Murray, and to their outside will be Bobby Anderson, sporting a new paint scheme this week. Starting 13th, Jeremy Miller. To his outside, Jonathan Delaney with the Border Patrol Chevrolet. Starting in 15th will be Brandon Hastings, and to his outside will be the number 16 of Jacob Simpson. Starting in 17th this evening will be Matthew Long, last week's winner, and then Dylan Kritz to his outside. Starting in 19th tonight will be Andrew Dyson, and to his outside will be Patrick Gitter. That rounds out your top 20 starters.
21st goes to Rich Kleinman, then it's Hunter Trueau back in 22nd. Clayton Hoffman in 23rd, Jason S. Taylor in 24th. Nolan Hutchinson alongside Ben Tracy tonight. Then next up is Matt DeCiani, William Owens deep in the field tonight, and the 71 on track. Chad Sanner starts 29th, 30th goes to Tanner Marty.
31st, Stoney Benfield. To his outside, Stephen Williams. 33rd will be Cliff Mullins, and beside them will be Tyler Hunter. Starting in 35th will be Daniel Llewellyn, and 36th, Jeremy Clapper-Newell, with 37th and 38th being Neil Pearson and Carl Dodson, respectively, rounding out our 38-car field here today from Auto Club. We got 65 lap first stage, 130 for the second stage, 200 laps in this thing, 10 tire limit means one set every 20 laps. Coming through turns 3 and 4, coming to get the green flag. We're about to get things underway. That pace car is going to go ahead and dive down into the pit lane. Here we go from Auto Club. All these 38 drivers ready to get started. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go race. Oh my goodness, they're wrecking at the line. 3, 4, 5 cars all spinning all across the front straightaway. What just happened? Oh my goodness, we were about to get started and then everybody dies on the start-finish straightaway. I cannot believe that just happened.
Wow. That is amazing. So,
wow.
The first time FLCC has a new package and we have tire spin. How have you ever?
I've never, Justin, I've never seen that happen. Man, that's why this new tire set, it is hot. Track temp out there right now is 133, and it's only going to get hotter on the restart. Here they come through turns 3 and 4. This is on pace laps. It is that 76 of Heitman on the front row. You got Gossett to his outside and Adam Benefield down to the inside with Preeb sitting in that 4th row on the outside, I believe. With these guys coming to the line, they should know we're going to have some wheel spin. It's part of it. It's the start of a race. And these guys are veterans. They've been racing in this for years. I mean, some of these guys race for pro teams. But on this here restart, Heitman hits that gas right about here and just does not go straight. He turns Benefield and he gets Gossett head on into the wall. He goes through the grass himself with front end damage. And more cars. You see Hastings spinning around. And, oh, just terrible luck having Hastings come across the nose of Heitman like that. But you can see it right there. That shakes up the entire start of this race. We were going to be having a great run, 200 laps, but we already have calamity and before we even get to the start-finish line.
So we already have our first big one. And no meatball flags, but we do have damage for at least half the field. I don't know what else to say. So amongst your list, Paul Hill, Lucas Hoitzma, Bobby Anderson, Jeremy Miller, Tommy Gossett, Adam Benefield, Robert Miller, and then you also throw into the mix Stephen Williams with damage, Derek Heitman, Ralph Hutchinson. I'm missing a couple, Brennan Hastings. There may be more to that list, but let's put it this way. Alex Murray is now the 3rd. He started in 11th in this race.
That is wild. I cannot believe what we just saw. I mean, with this in mind, let's take a look real quick right now at our top runners. If we can pull up that pylon, I'd like to take a look at our top 10 just to take a look at this, all right? What I can tell you right now is in the top 10 after less than a straightaway, less than 100 feet of racing. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars that did not start in the top 10, and a total of 2 cars that started outside the top 20. and they're in the top 10, and with the most highest one being Patrick Gitter, who started 20th, but got up to 7th. What? This is insane. And they're wrecking under the pace lap. Jedi Taylor in the 60 just spun out.
You have got to be, wow.
No joke. We got to get a camera on that. Jedi Taylor, he just spun out going through turns 3 and 4.
I mean, you spoke with some drivers. Most spoke with Mini because, well, Coke Series. And I think this is even more wilder than anybody predicted this was about to go tonight.
Yeah, nobody thought they were going to be able to go 15 laps without seeing some major tire issues. 15 laps minimum. We didn't even make it 100 yards. I mean, that is wild. We're going to get another restart here, and we're going to start praying to the racing gods that we're able to keep going. I mean, let's get to turn 1 at least. We got Joey Preeb. He's going to be leading the way. And you got Cameron Stone to his outside. Alex Murray going to be starting 3rd with O'Brien in 4th. Essentially, we have a new starting lineup right here. You can look at the left side of your screen if you want to see who's starting where. But what a rough start to the beginning of this event. And it's going to be exciting to see who's going to be able to come back from that. And what I can tell you right now is that every car that was involved in the accident, out of all of them, I think only really 1 or 2 might still be on pit road, might still be having problems, and that would be Bobby Anderson, the owner of this league, and Brandon Hastings, who is one of the mechanics for Corey Himes' team in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. So that's wild. Let's get that pace car out of here again, and let's pray. Let's see, can we make it past the start-finish line? Here we go.
Joey Preeby with a good start. We've made it further than the last restart. And now it's the matter of seeing how this field plays things out. Murray up to 2nd. Got to be careful with the seams. That's one of the major thought processes. You cross a seam, you spin. You gas up too early, you spin. Simpson's in the side of Stone. They slide up the track as they make the way to the back straightaway, 3-4 wide.
Patrick Gitter went from 20th at the beginning of this race to now sitting in the 3rd place spot as they are 3 wide throughout this field. On the bottom of the racetrack, you see Hunter Truel sporting our Maconi setup shop Chevrolet on the bottom of the racetrack trying to make that thing work. But they are just 3 and 4 wide all through this field. Look out in the back. We almost had some contact again. These guys are just trying to hang on to these race cars on the front straightaway as we come to complete lap 5, our first full lap under green.
All right, so now everyone's trying to settle on in after having an antsy start to this one. All right, Simpson staying out with damage. That was a risk in and of itself to do that. You've seen the ramifications of that. Everybody else getting into a rhythm so far. Expecting big things for the teams affiliated with the NASCAR programs here tonight, because every night for some of these organizations, it's been test. Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, Pearson just made the save of the century. He almost just hooked Lucas Hoitzma in the 97, and he got loose off of turn 4. Sorry to interrupt you there, but that thing was sliding sideways just a moment ago. Again, that's the 62 who was the one that got sideways. He hangs onto the race car and keeps it going straight. Yeah, as you were saying about those NASCAR series, so many of these teams are affiliated with the Coke Series. And from talking with some of the drivers who compete for multiple of the teams, all week they have been struggling to come up with something that does not burn tire. And they have had struggles doing that all week long, as we're looking at DeCiani right now there in the center of your screen, trying to get pulled back into line as they're still 3 and 4 wide. That 2 car, caution, is back out on the racetrack again.
And it's Derek Heitman again. Heitman around, Clapper Newell involved. And 2 caution flags for car 76.
I don't think it was his fault, though. I think in this instance, we'll have to look at Clapper Newell. Clapper Newell is going to be the first one we want to keep an eye on. If we can get up to him, he's going to be the one to show us exactly how it happened. Yeah, he just got loose off the corner, and 76 was in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and then he made some contact after checking up for the wreck, and a few cars were involved in that one. But Jeremy Clapper Newell just got loose in the corner. And he had essentially this new thing that's coming out with this car, which is if you get right on the right rear of that 67 car, right on the right rear of a car when you're going around. We saw Chad Sander do that. He got in that spot. Immediately, that 67 loses all downforce, and it will absolutely spin you out every time. Look at where the 94 is. Watch what happens. He's going to blow by right here, and that's when you lose the downforce. He's loose, and he can't hang on to the race car. He gets sideways, collects Williams there, and the 76 just got turned as he was going down a straightaway by another car. So it looks like a 4-car incident heading off of turn 4 in the back of the pack to bring out our second caution of the night, and we haven't even reached lap 10 of 200.
Let's put it this way. At least a couple different eNASCAR owners or setup shop affiliates have already scrambled their respective team presidents in to watch this race tonight, all to take notes, or better yet, to figure out what do they do with these race cars, because tire wear was expected to be bigger. One slide is 10% of your tire wear, based on what we've seen and what's been discussed and what's been emphasized in some of the meetings so far.
Yeah, we can't even pit right now, Justin. You can't pit. If you pit right now, you're losing your tire. You can fix damage, you can get fuel, but you got only 10 sets here tonight, Justin. You have to go 20 laps before you get tires, or you're going to be behind. You can't get tires right now. You got to just fix damage, and that's all you could really do, Justin. They're stuck otherwise, and 2 laps of hard pushing can get you down to 90% on the tires, which is something I cannot believe is even possible. But it feels like we're getting that 2024 Bristol spring race vibes with all these. We're on the long run. Once we get one, hopefully we'll see one tonight. We'll be able to, gauge on whether or not these racers are going to be able to actually have something underneath them that can run in a full distance race like we're in now.
There's so many question marks right now in terms of what to expect for this race at this point. So it's been an interesting one so far for those tuning in. Brand new build this week that made the tire wear much higher, impacted the downforce. Dirty air is now a major factor with these cars like it is in real life. These cars much harder to drive is the main thing emphasized. In a fun way for some, but there is a learning curve. And we're seeing the learning curve be a lot higher than some may have expected here, with it being a hot racetrack. Right now, these drivers currently pacing around. Why don't we take the opportunity, if we can, to speak to somebody? One of the teams that has been trying to put in some work, PSI, currently has Alex Murray up in front. He's also the highest running of those available currently. Alex, do you have a copy?
Gotcha.
Talk to us about the process to be able to build this car this week in the brand new build. You're up to second in it.
Yeah, it's been a learning curve for sure. A lot of new adjustments we can make. Got lucky there, started 11th, and they all died in front of me, so ended up P3 from that, and now we're just going to ride and see what happens long run if we get one.
So now, how do you approach things? Because some of the discussion tonight from some has been tires on fire kind of approach. What's your expectations on the tire wear?
Definitely have to take care of them here early run. That way you have something late to battle with. And then you got to hope that you're not involved in someone else's mess. So it's a toss-up. You can either push them hard and get away from everybody, or save and potentially go backwards and get in someone else's mess. So it's just it's a toss-up. Just got to be smart with it and push when you have to and save when you have to.
Why don't you get back to your team? Thanks for your time, Alex.
Yep, thanks, Justin.
Alex Murray currently has the Precision Speed Incorporated machine up in second. Fortis machine starting to move up the field as well. Patrick Gitter has gone up 17 spots so far and is now in the top 3. Patrick Gitter doing Gitter things so far. But it's still Joey Prevey up at the front of the field. See how he handles this restart. 189 laps to go overall. Still plenty of time in the stage. Green, green, green. We're backing away.
Everybody make sure that they got no tire spin that time. They know to calm down after what they saw in the first initial start. Nobody's going to be pushing those tires hard anymore. But it looks like the battle for second's already going to start heating up. Patrick Gitter, Remember, Patrick started in 20th. It's already lap 12, and he's up to second. Just 12 laps to get from the back to the front. Another driver I wanted to mention, Carl Dodson in the 9 started 38th. He's sitting just outside the top 10 and 12th. That's amazing to see that 9 car go from the very back, dead last, all the way through the field to this point.
See some of the moves there. Puppies, they're going wild in Dodson's background. But he's keeping stable right now as he works around the racetrack and as some of the others game in the house. We know Dodson loves getting track position early. And
they're waving. I like that. That's good.
I want to say the one thing about this track that's still a constant, lane choice. Lots of opportunities to run the bottom, the middle, the top. That still seems to be a constant with this package.
Yeah, I'm glad that's the case. It's one of my favorite things about this track is that you could choose to set up a car to run it anywhere. Most people choose the bottom, you save more tire that way. I say long run speed, you want it to be able to run okay on the bottom, but make it fly on the top. That's something I like seeing. I like seeing cars that are able to make it fly on the top. But with this new next gen, I don't even know if that's going to be an option anymore. You got to be able to save your tires to get to the end. The battle for second, though, take a look up front. We got Patrick Gitter. He's trying to go for the lead here. He's using that high line momentum right now. He just got to the back bumper of Preve, and he's making a move down to the bottom, down into turn 3. They'll be side by side for the lead as they're wrecking behind. I see Heitman down below the yellow line as they're racing for the lead. One car spins. That's the 2 car involved. The 60 of Jedi Taylor and 98 of Williams are involved. That makes 3 cars, and Williams, I believe, has just been disconnected from the race. So Jedi Taylor in another incident. We saw him spinning under caution a moment ago, but now he's sitting sideways yet again. We'll have to take a look and see what exactly happened here. That 60 car, the wreck happened in front of him. It was the 2 car and the 76, I think, that were involved in that incident out of the gate. We're going to have to take a look at that, but afterwards, 60 got loose once he got down into the lower bumps, and the 98 just had nowhere to go. You have to feel bad for that 98 car. You know, actually, that 98 was DQ'd on incidents. They have 11 incident points that you are allowed to get per race. He has already surpassed that incident limit in 14 laps. You have to feel horrible because it's not his fault. None of these incidents have been on him. He's just been in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and he's going to be done before the day even starts for that 98 car.
So we already have our first 2 DQs of the race. Patrick Gitter has taken over the lead, though, and now it becomes a question, do we see pit stops? No. We still stay out for the most part, except for a few up towards the front for Dirty South. Let's take the opportunity, if we can, to check in with your race leader. Patrick, how has it been getting your way through this pack tonight to be able to take the lead from the 20s just about?
Man, a lot of luck. You guys saw the chaos on the restart. You know, we've got a lot of cautions here already. Some cars are taking damage, so I mean, it's just keeping it clean. It's been the biggest thing, but I mean, it seems like our cars got some decent drive off, which was something we were concerned about this week preparing. I have no idea how that's going to hold up. I think there's a question mark with a lot of guys as far as how the racing is going to be.
So, what do you think right now is the major message for a lot of the drivers as they learn this package? What has to be the mindset, or has been the mindset for you as you've learned this new feel of the race car for the next gen that's a lot more different than last week?
Man, I just don't even know. Like, we've been experimenting with so much so far, and honestly, we haven't had quite as much time this week as we would have liked, just to kind of tinker and play around with this thing. So, I mean, this is kind of an experiment for us. We really don't know all the answers for this car yet. Pretty early, getting a feel for it, but I hope we get some long runs here. That way we can really kind of diagnose and see where we might have hit, where we didn't, and where we need to adjust.
So, what's the approach now, knowing it's only lap 16, and we've had our first 2 DQs? What's the approach right now?
Man, I mean, I think a lot of us said every week make it to the end, but I think there's there's so much importance on that this week. This hot of a track temp, it's greased up, new cars, still learning a lot. I mean, it's just gonna be make it to the end, be patient, and have to see some give and take here, and then wait till the end. And if your car makes it to the end, that's when we'll probably start gassing it up and really getting aggressive.
Once you get back to your team, thanks for the time here, Patrick.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Patrick with Fortis. He's getting himself ready to control things up at the restart. By the way, the highest running of those who have had to come down for damage repair in this race is now Paul Hill, who's running in 8th. Then it's Jeremy Miller, who's up to 9th. Big recoveries for them so far.
You know, I'm thinking about this right now. I'm looking at the entirety of the top 10 starting positions. Only, it looks like 4 out of the 10 started in the top 10. We've already replaced the majority of them. And in terms of the top 5, there's only 1 left that started in the top 5. The track temp, look at this, 136. And it's only going to get hotter as we go from here. They were practicing in conditions of 148 track temp. From my understanding, that's probably what you can cook an omelet on. No joke. I would not want to eat that omelet. Not off this track. No way, Jose. I tell you what, though, these guys going through turns 3 and 4, we're going to get the restart back underway. And I want to see if these guys can make it. They can't even take tires. None of this time could they take tires and still end up on the positive. Remember, you can't pit. Every 20 laps is whenever it's planned. That's when these sets were given to you. You got as many sets as you can to go about 20 laps, get a new set until the end. This is going to be the restart that puts us in the position where you can start getting tires if we get another yellow.
Green flag is out, back and away. Coming up to lap 18. So far, so solid for these drivers as they settle on back down, hopefully. We'll know one of the drivers that's been slowly making his way to the pack is, no surprise, Jonathan Delaney. He's now amongst the top 5, trying to battle it up for 4th with Clayton Hoffman.
Side by side, you can take a look at that down your backstretch here. You got tons of people staying 2 wide down the back. I don't see very many people diving down to make it 3 wide, but in this corner, it's going to look like they're going multiple lanes. Up front, they'll try and stick to the bottom 2 lanes, but further back you go, the higher up some cars like to trying to get some clean air on the nose. That's going to be common throughout this race. But remember, we just now have a new strategy. Forget fuel. We're going to focus on tires and surviving. We still got this 87 Aprive on the outside trying to get by Murray on the inside. They are side by side through turn 1 and 2. See that 87 choose to take that top line. That's really hard on the tires. So these cars, they're going to do what they can, but that 87 wants to get by to 7, and he's trying everything he can. He just used that momentum to get on right by, and now he's up to 2nd.
So we see how things now play out with the bottom feeders compared to those trying to run the middle. Most of the field in 3 and 4 doing what we've seen last build. Staying away from the outside in 3 and 4. Outside has been a bigger factor in 1 and 2 historically here. See the side draft being a major factor. That was part of the update. You run side by side. We've seen some time lost in the corners before. Now it's down to straightaways too, where you can pull somebody back, pull back their draft, peel them on back, and then be able to set up a pass potentially. But it slows both cars down in most cases.
Yeah, side by side racing will do that right here now with this new one. It just really makes it difficult on you. And also car placement is going to be huge when you're trying to set up passes. You kind of don't want to spin the guy out, but getting yourself in the wrong spot. But I mean, you're going to try everything you can to get on by. As it looks like the 76 Derek Heitman is trying everything he can to get back up through this field after spinning his tires on the first restart. He just made it move 3 wide on the bottom to get by a couple cars. And now he's moved his way back up through the field. He's still trying to get back up, but he's in the back 20s as we're talking about him right now. You see Adam Benefield. He started 3rd today. He got involved in that early accident. He dropped back. We also got Lucas Hoytsma, another driver who had to drop back, work his way forward. The 2 car, I mean, all these guys that were involved in these incidents, they're going to have to start working their way back up towards the front. They are fast. We know they got fast cars, but can they get to the front? That is the question. Up front, battle now just started for the 2nd place spot. The outside line trying to work for the 97 of Joey Preby, and to the inside is the 92 of Clayton Hoffman. He's trying to make it work on the bottom. I don't know if it's going to work out for him as they head off of the corner here. They're going to be side by side down the back.
See them trying to make the move for 2nd. A lot of shifting to the gears here too as they work through 4th and 5th gear. 87. Now to clear him by, has a lot more slowdown and rotation. Hoffman A little bit more slip coming out of the corner for his cars. They hold on for dear life. Starting to see things settle down after the crazy start, it looks like. That's the major thing right now, is some good battling start to flare out, should say, in parts of this field.
Yeah, you're going to see drivers run all the lines on the racetrack. That corner alone, I think I saw one car in every single spot you could run on this racetrack outside of being below the apron and hitting the wall. So you're going to see them all over the track throughout the course of this race. We're looking at Miller right now. You can see that 86 car. He's doing really well today, just sitting there in the top 5, but you got DeCiani and Cameron Stone side by side battling for the
turn 2. An air spinner. Clappernuo towards the back has spun it out, but no one around to bring up the caution flag. We stay green.
Yep, he's 6 laps down last I checked. He's the only car I see that's out there that is still running. He's sitting 34th. He was the last car on the lead lap. He just had another incident here. I don't think his car is necessarily the most stable. He got really loose, went up the hill. He's tried to save it, lost it again, locks him down trying to save the car. No caution, so that's not necessarily going to be a huge deal as they are still battling right here. We saw DeCiani. He actually made up 3 spots in the time that we were talking about him. He was side by side with Cameron Stone a moment ago, but now he's gotten on by Miller. You can see that Jeremy Miller right behind him. He's moved up to, looks like when he crosses the stripe, that's going to put him up into the top 5, just like that. Matt DeCiani trying to make his march to the front.
See them trying to gather it back up. Not a good qualifying effort at all for the Ford machine tonight. Pretty clear to the Fortis machine. To have some solid pace in them here at this racetrack as they go on through. Now 1 and 5 in terms of some of the front runners currently. Make it up to 1 and 4. Also making the way through is Miller. That's a PSI car now trying to work with this team boss as they line up on the outside.
Jeremy just hit the wall a little bit down that front straightaway, so that's going to at least shake him up on the inside of the race car. But one thing I want to pay attention to while we're looking at this is all happening 0.7 of a second behind the battle for the lead between Patrick Gitter and Clayton Hoffman. Hoffman's been running a higher line than Gitter, and he's been gaining ground on him every single time. However, I think they're choosing to work together, giving each other pushes, or, you know, they're just trying to scoot away. We're going to see over the course of a long run if they're going to continue that. But take a look at here. You got Matt DeCiani going from 5th to 4th, now side by side for 3rd with Joey Preeb. He's trying the bottom line, and it looks like he's going to make that thing work right there on the bottom. He's using a little bit of side draft, and he's going to be able to hang on to the thing for now. Everybody is single file throughout this whole field so far. I can see up and down the front straightaway. Everybody's doing a single file right now. But in the corners, you can see them spread out to the lane of their choice. It's going to be like that all day. It's one of my favorite things about this track. You could really run anywhere and everywhere. DeCiani just made a great switch up there on Preeb, switching up to the outside line, and he's got to run, and he's going to be clear of Preeb heading down into turn number 3 and 4, correction. As the top 2, I want to keep an eye on them. They are still, like I said, 0.7 ahead of these guys. They're going to burn their stuff up, I think. I don't know. I mean, they want to go as far as they can. They're going to catch some lap traffic, a car who may not be running the best right now, a little loose setup underneath Jeremy's car. We're going to have to see them navigate that lap traffic here in just a few laps.
And we'll see how traffic plays a factor here. I've noticed Hoffman has remained relatively patient in that battle for the race lead, just electing to push rather than try and make the pass right now. DeCiani, last time by, ran the same clip as the leaders. Those leaders were 0.3 quicker than most of the field. So there is a bit of that tire differential in terms of savings starting to go on. How hard drivers are willing to go is also playing a factor a bit here. And we're seeing that the top 2 really spread apart here.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to last for long. We're going to start seeing a cliff up somewhere. DeCiani and Hill, these guys might catch him back down. DeCiani's already cut into this lead by quite a bit. He's done all he can to try to get caught back up. And it looks like he's catching him down. Look, before we were just talking about it, he was 0.9 ahead of 3rd place. 2nd place was. But now it's down to 6. So he is cutting that time down by tenths of a second. A lap as they're wrecking on the front straightaway. Down on the exit of turn number 4, looking like Hunter Truel is sitting sideways with Ben Tracy on the front straightaways. That's going to be our 3rd caution of the night.
71 immediately toes. Puts us back under the yellow flag. This should bring most of the field down to pit road. Take a look why. And you got a good sight of it immediately.
Loose.
There's that snap you were talking about.
Yep. It's so quick, and Ben was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. It was unfortunate, but remember, this is what we're talking about. These tires, when you wear one out and it just starts burning through, that thing will just snap on you so quick. You can't even try to save it. Even if you're the best driver in the world, you ain't going to save the race car. So right now, you saw that there. We're looking on board with Brandon Hastings. You see him right in front of us here. He's just going to, you see, just a little bit. And he slightly corrected it, and Ben was there, and that did it for him. So I think he's going to have to come back down and get that, taking a look at. Wait a minute. Something just happened under that little run there, I think. There was a... Well, let me see exactly what's going on here. We may have had a... Actually, no, that's from the previous accident. Disregard. But still, we're looking at this right now. Top 10. Matt DeCiani has surprised me. The entirety of the top 3 all started outside of the top 20 before this moment. And look at them. They're already sitting top 3. Even though they started poorly, they've all gotten through this field.
So let's take a look and see if anybody comes down here. We're almost halfway to the stage. And yes, indeed, 4 tires around looks like coming up. It's the first set being burned by majority of these teams. We do have people staying out. Yeah, 16 laps into the run, Dylan Kritz, Jacob Simpson, Andrew Dyson are all sticking it out on the racetrack as the rest of the field peels on down for service.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to eventually, maybe they're trying to save a set, because if you can push this as much as possible, you want to be able to get this down to the end of this run as far as possible. You remember, every 20 laps, you pit for tires, you'll make it to the end just fine, and you'll have enough tires for the end of the race. However, they might want to have an extra set in case there's a caution with 10 to go, 7 to go or something. So that could be a benefit to staying out. Could be that they just want to go an extra lap, see if that would help them out. I mean, it just depends. We'll have to see if that's the right move or not over the course of the run. I'm a little skeptical considering that we got, Jacob Simpson out there. And, I'm a little tentative to say that this is the right choice. We have 3 cars that have chosen to stay out, but Andrew Dyson has proven us wrong in the past. He stayed out longer than anybody else a handful of weeks ago, and he was able to win on fuel mileage at a racetrack, and he did it in great style, and it was awesome to see. However, Andrew Dyson here, you could take a look at him now. He's just relaxed. It's caution period, so he's not, he could be drinking something for all we know. But just chilling out. He's going to have, if he has a plan and strategy, I'm going to have a little bit of faith in it, just based off of his previous strategy moves. I think that this Australian guy here knows what he's talking about.
So we get all sorted out for the restart. It's Kritz, Simpson, Dyson on the first 3 slots. Then it's Gitter in 4th, Hoffman, Murray, Freebie, Miller, Hill, who lost all on the ground in pit road. Hodgson is the top 10 at the moment. Some of those coming down for top-offs or repairs. Ralph Hutchinson, Daniel Llewellyn. So we get set for what could be an interesting one. Tire spin could be pretty big. Could be pretty big here.
It's going to be pretty big here there, Justin. It's going to be big. I don't care who you are. It will be a problem. That is going to be a for sure, not a guess. It's going to happen. I am worried. I am actually very worried. Considering the fact that these guys are on fresh tires in 4th on back. If I'm these guys in the back, I got to be thinking, I know these guys are on old tires. I know I could pass them in a lap. Don't worry about the restart. Let's just save our tires. Let them get them loose. We'll beat them in turn 2. Don't worry about it. Don't try to beat them on the restart. You can't even pass on the restart anyway until after the start-finish line. It won't be worth it. We're going to have to see if these top 3 can hang on these old tires. And they are most certainly screaming right now. We'll take a look.
Let's find out how this is going to play out. Get your bubble wrap out. This could get wild. Green flag is out. And it looks like Simpson's the one who gets more tire spin, if anything else. Top 3 all pull weighted touches. Everyone else backs up.
See, I'm so glad the rest of the field did the right thing. They backed off, let them spin their tires. Then you go get them. That's the right choice. That's the best way to save your stuff. Right here, take a look at the 6 car. Delaney making that outside line work. He just digging on the top. Contact with Jeremy Miller. He almost spun him out. He hangs on to the race car. Almost got turned head on into the wall there, that 86 car. Luckily for him, that 6 car wants to get to the front, and he wants to get there now.
He's trying to find clean air. Clean air is massively important. Nowhere to take the runs except hit the 86.
Caution's out.
Caution.
Wrecking.
Another one. 67. Clapper Newell is around again.
That car is not set up right. You know, I mean, he shows up. Let's see. I think what happened? He's loose on the exit of turn number 4. Didn't collect anybody. He was on the bottom side of the 07 car, and he just lost it. So, I mean, at this point, that car, I mean, he's got to be considering going into the pit lane and, you know, making some major changes to that car. It needs a lot of work. So this makes it the 5th caution of the night so far that I'm looking at. From what I can see, the first initial start, then we had another caution on lap 7. That led us to another caution on lap 25, and this is going to be caution again. Actually, let me look at this again. So it's 1 around lap 7, lap 8. Then we'll have some more. There's 4 or 5 cautions already for crashes. And we haven't even made it to the end of the first stage. We got to get to lap 60.
So, we have someone in the infield care center. Robert Miller from Altus Esports, representing that organization. Robert, talk to us about the way things broke down with you picking up the DQ.
Well, everybody... Well, okay, let me back that up. Bobby Anderson said it right at drivers' meetings that there will be people who clearly haven't tested, and they're right. They're still using stuff from last week and the last build, and it shows. Essentially what this new build did is took away a lot of lateral grip from this car. Really easy to slide it. And old setups depended on the lateral grip, and now they took it away, so people using older setups, they'll spin out within 5 laps every time. And it shows. And yeah, and of course we never had wheel spin in first gear or second gear with this car anywhere. So this is news for everybody. I knew it, but nobody else did apparently.
Robert, I got to ask you, man. You've been out there on week in and week out. You have speed every single week, but something always seems to take you out of the running. Is there anything you can do to get that chip off your shoulder and get around these interesting characters to keep getting you involved in these incidents?
Well, with this new car, with how more difficult it is to drive now, I'm sure it's going to weed out some of these people from the league, crossing fingers. But for the most part, just keep driving. I know I have speed. I'll get there. I'm not worried about it. That'll come.
So let me ask you this. What are your opinions as an organization about the new bid in general in terms of how it's been? Because Altus does have experience sending drivers to the Coke Series and having some experience working with drivers that are currently amongst those in the Coke Series roster. What's that turnaround been? Because you got a Coke race on top coming up soon.
It's a good build. Definitely feels like a more realistic car instead of one that has all the grip in the world. Now it actually feels like a, couple ton stock car. It has weight to it. It feels good. It's difficult to drive in some cases, in some ways, depending on how you want to build it. It takes a different kind of driving now. It's no longer where you either hard save and you have long run, or you go fast for the short run. There's a different way of driving it now. And I like it, and as far as I understand, everybody on the team likes it.
So on that note, let's get you back to your team. Thanks very much for the time here, Robert.
Thank you.
Robert Miller, taking the time to speak with us from the Infield Care Center. Dylan Kritz still in the lead, and consensus from the big teams is still clear. They like the build. It's going to still take time for drivers to learn, but the build makes it feel more difficult. And we're about to see how difficult this is going to go for the front runner, or rather, the control car, Dylan Kritz, on old tires still.
Yeah, that's right, man. He's one of the few up in the top 5 that still have it. The 41 and the 2 car right behind him, both are on old tires as well. So the bottom line is going to be severely. Hang on to it, Chris. Hang on. He did that. That should not bring out any black flag. They got to clear that. That has got to get cleared. There's no way.
You're not going to believe this. That just DQ Jacob Simpson.
No way. Oh my goodness. That
was, I think, he just tried to get around him. You try to get around him. And Patrick Etter to the race to lead just like that. Dylan Kritz might be on the edge for a DQ here too at this point.
Who's going to make it to the end of this race? We're not even 50 laps in. There's 200 more to go. We're already down 5 cars. I mean, that's wild. And just due to DQs, they had good cars. Maybe that DQ limit was a little low, maybe. I mean, I know they're getting a lot of incidents, but still, we want professionalism in this series. I know that from talking to the league owner here, where it looks like Patrick Gitter is going to scoot away with the lead right now. Hoffman sitting second with Paul Hilden third. And from my understanding, that's 64. Let's take a look at 64 right now. He is falling back like a rock. He went from 5th just a couple laps ago. Now he's just outside of top 10. He started on the top spot for this restart. He's dropping back. The reason why it's so low in terms of the incident count is just because we want to see drivers that are safe, that are fast, controlled, under control, and safe. And so the majority of the field that's still out here is trying their best to do that. But remember, with this new build that throws a curve into everything, not everybody knows exactly how to do it. And so they're going to learn. It's a learning curve. But it's definitely entertainment nonetheless for all of us here at Maconi Entertainment. This is nothing but entertaining to me.
Munso's doing a recovery right now. You're not going to believe this either. Heidman's in the top 10.
Hey, wow. That's awesome. Hey, that's cool to see him come back.
One more hit to the Fortis machine might end the day, but he's doing the best out of the situation right now. Still a -8 since he was the pole sitter for this race. But he's been making some inroads after getting all the repairs done on the 76.
Yeah, you know, seeing him do so well and get back out here after spinning the tires, causing that big wreck early on, I mean, he's got to have that in the back of his mind, but I mean, you got to push it out of your thoughts as they're wrecking again. There goes Kritz around the front bumper. They are wrecking down the back straightaway. More cars spinning. Hard contact all throughout the field. It looks like Kritz is involved. Another car is the 32 of Daniel Llewellyn and the 82 of Cliff Mullins. Those are the 3 cars that I see currently sitting the wrong way. We may have had another disqualification as well. We'll have to take a look here. It looks like that the 64 gets clipped. You see Joey Preeb there in the 70. Oh, it's not even his fault. That 64 got loose, and that caused the 87. We're going to have to look down the straightaway. I'm not 100% sure, but I think both cars got loose. And that contact there, right front damage, oh, man. Let's take a look at that from like that camera right there. If we can get that camera on the exit of the corner, that would show us exactly what we need to see. Here we go, going through turns 1 and 2. They're side by side, 3 wide. That 64 hits that gas, gets a little bit more momentum. He's going to slide up the hill. He's loose. And the 87 looks all, yeah, the 87 was loose as well. That collects a few cars involved in that one. Carl Dodson trying to hang on to the race car. Man, hard hit for the 82. Oh, man, you hate to see it. A lot of crashing here early in this one. We have not even made it to lap 50 out of 200, and we just seen 3 DQs?
2 DQs from that incident. Freebie and Hutchinson both DQ'd from that incident. And Crits, I believe, towed from it. So the list of attrition is ever growing. Let's take a break. Stage 1 continues. We have less than 25 to go in Stage 1. You're watching the FLCC from Fontana.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Lost in this world so wild, tried to find my footing, but I stumbled like a child, fell into some shadows, couldn't see the light ahead. I know you've been worried by the tears that you have shed, but I'm climbing back up, reaching for the sky, gonna make you proud, no more reasons to cry. Mama, I am sorry for the nights I made you weep, for the dreams I shattered while you whispered in your sleep. Gonna stand strong, Mama, hear my vow. Through the darkest times, I will make it somehow. But I'm climbing back up, reaching for the sky. Gonna make you proud, no more reasons to cry. Mama, I'm coming.
Welcome back. It's still Stage 1. For those who have missed what's been a wild one, we've had already around 5 DQs, 2 DNFs, and a partridge in pear tree. Now, Patrick Gitter and Clayton Hoffman are on the front row. Hill, Miller, Hodgson, Delaney, the top 6 back underway. Great restart for the 21, or 1 for Hoffman.
Not the best of restarts. You saw it there. Still trying to hang on to the race car. That 41, remember, he's on older tires, that 41 car. And up towards the front, that battle now, that second place spot is under threat. Here comes Jeremy Miller in the 30 car. He's going to be, 86 car, correction there on my part. 86 trying to get a shove from Delaney. Delaney makes a move down below him, trying to make a move for third. Heading down the back into turn number 3. Side by side with Delaney having the advantage as he tries to catch down Paul Hill in second.
A wacky race so far, and you see how big the draft effect is still here at Fontana. Still hard to break away, even with it being a driver's track. Hill gonna try the high side. Trying to go high, light, and handsome to see if that's gonna work out for him for the pass for the lead. Gets to the outside, makes the move. Put Paul Hill to the point.
Just like that, man, going straight to the front. Paul Hill doing everything he can to hang on to it. You know, a driver that we haven't really talked about yet, and I'm going to have an eye on all day. He's sitting right now in the 8th place spot. Nolan Hodson. Take a look at him. 8th place. We hadn't talked about him all day. He's kept his car clean, out of trouble. And take a look. He's up here running top 10. Adam Benefield as well, right behind him. He was involved in that first lap scramble, and he is back into the top 10 just like that. As Paul Hill runs the fastest lap of the race, 41.2. I don't think we're going to worry too much about the fast laps because those things are going to change quite a bit before now and the end of this race.
Yeah, especially if it starts to cool down eventually. It is high noon though, so it might take a long while for that to become the case.
138 track tip. 138, and it's only been going up since the start of this race.
So the top line starting to become more prevalent for the CFM-based teams right now. All while most of the field sticking to the bottom. It looks like that's opened up the experimentation box. Delaney's up there right now. A couple others still searching about to be able to find something that works. Miller got a little bit tight with that line. Hoffman getting alongside. That's for third.
Hoffman's trying to make that bottom work on the bottom side of Miller there. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it or not. Man, this is just so entertaining. I love this new build. It's making it a lot harder on the drivers. I mean, as a fan, this is entertaining as all heck. But the moment that you get in that race car, I don't know if I'd like it. It'd just be, a little intense trying to hang on to the race car. You don't want to embarrass yourself, get involved in an accident you don't want to be a part of. But you see that 6 car, Delaney. He's been up against that wall since the restart, trying to move forward, using that high line momentum. He's going to make a move down to the bottom here if he's smart. We'll see if he gives him a shove either way. You got DeCiani making a move again. Remember, he was up front, almost had a chance at the lead, but he dropped back after pit stops, trying to come back up through the field.
Right now, Alex Murray going the wrong way. This run started to slip back outside the top 5. Newly designed paint scheme just behind the 6 of Delaney. And right now the orange and black machine struggling to find the exact line they want to search for. His teammate in Miller is making the bottom to middle work for passes. So it's a tale of two stories. Almost wonder if there was an adjustment made from Murray where Miller's thriving on it or vice versa.
Maybe. The longer that this race will go, the more we'll be able to find out. Hill, though, scooting away 4/10. Man, that's a long way. It's now 5/10, and he's scooting away from these leaders. I don't know if that's a long-term game yet or not, but considering that we're only 51 laps into this race, and he's running the top line, look at him. He's up all the way up against the wall trying to make that work. Delaney here in the 5th place spot, but the leader's up in about a lane lower. They're trying to make the top work. And, yesterday it was a lot of fun in the Xfinity cars. You could run the top, but it burns your tires off a lot quicker. I don't know about the Cup cars with this new model. It's completely different than Xfinity. Considering these guys are out here driving in several different lanes every time, it's only a matter of time we'll be able to see which line is going to prevail in the long run. So keep in mind, Hill and that 6 car, both Hill and 26 and the 6 car Delaney, they're running the top, and we'll keep an eye over the long run if that continues to help them.
Still less than 15 laps to go in the stage, by the way. Still search around some of the others making up some ground. William Owens. Not bad. He's up to 13th. This is not a bad race at all for Owens, who's usually a driver with the last build that we see in the 30s or the 20s.
That is true. William Owens showing some speed. I'm happy for him. And what they were talking about prior to this race starting was that we are going to see some drivers that we don't normally see up towards the front running up in the front because they actually work on their stuff. They get the cars set up, ready to go for the week race, and then they go out there and race hard. But we'll see if that will work out for them long run. But William Owens today showing a tremendous amount of recovery from the most previous weeks where they have just been back 20s, but today they're doing really well, and we'll see if that continues all the way through the end of this race.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Right now,
Go ahead.
Good. Was about to say, seeing Lawn amongst the drivers that have pit off and on for different strategy attempts. He was the winner at Michigan, remember? And that was a big win for Dirty South to be able to punch his ticket in the postseason. Tonight, he's been quiet. Extremely quiet. He's been running mid-pack all race.
Yep, you know, he's fast. We know that. We've seen him be fast. He's just deciding to hold back, see how his car's operating. I think he's just trying to be one of those car drivers that's going to be, you know, clear, decisive. He's not going to be somebody who's just in the back just to be back here because he can't have enough speed to keep going. I think what we're going to see is him move his way slowly but surely towards the front after just a handful of laps. We'll have to see how it works. But he's going to figure out how his car's running now so we can see him at the end of the race. I think that's how that's going to work. We'll see him around. And maybe, you know, that big wreck at the beginning gave a lot of guys some damage. We'll see if that affects these cars in any way, shape, or form. But right now, what I'm really excited for is to see over the course of this long run whose tire starts to wear off first. We got a lot of hard battling back here. Look at the 76 of Heitman. We got to be able to get a camera on him right now. Heitman in the 4 car, in the 57 of Cameron Stone. We got the 76 of Heitman in the 4 car of DeCiani. These guys are just racing so hard against each other. They almost wrecked heading out of turn 2 a lap ago. They hang on to the race cars, but right here, DeCiani is falling like a rock. Something is going on with that 4 car where he just doesn't seem to have the speed he had earlier in the run.
Absolutely. Seeing this field settle now down with less than 10 laps to go on the stage. The calmest this race has now gotten all night so far. Started with 38 starters down to just 31 cars running in the race. Brandon Hastings right almost back to where he started the race after all the repairs done on the 81 machine. Not bad. He's amongst the drivers getting clean air on the top right now.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that races for Heim time. Like I said, he is a mechanic for that real-life NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series team, and he is a proven winner. His whole team over there have really shown a lot of speed, but he's here. He runs with this series on the weekends, and he just has a good time, and he likes hanging out with these guys. He's been around for a handful of races. When he can participate in the long run, he does. And it's always fun to see him out here. And you can even catch him on Friday nights whenever Heim ends up winning races, because he goes out there and he's the shortest guy on the team. You can pick him out on the TV the easiest way you can. So, but he's fast. Don't take his stature for granted. He is fast. So we're gonna, right in front of him, contact. Oh, more cars are wrecking around the 71 we were talking about. 81 doesn't have much damage, but he most certainly picked up some in that incident. We saw it right there. 2 cars. That 71 car was the one that got sideways, got loose, and the trend is continuing. It is going to be every handful of laps, 1 car off of turn 4 has gotten loose and collected a car. We saw it a few laps ago whenever that happened to a car and he collected a Benfield. In this instance, the 28 and the 71 made contact. Let's take a look at that one again, another angle, just to make sure we have the right person there. I think it was actually the 28 car. Sliding up, no, the 30 car. It was 100% 30 there. So the 30 car is the one. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, Kleinman. He's running in the 71 in sim, but his actual car number should be the 30. So in this instance, it's an outdated sim paint, but that 71 sideways collects the 28 and the 81. You hate to see it, but that brings out yet another caution before the end of the first stage, and I think that might actually be the stage. What do you think, Justin? Did they announce that? This is not the stage. I just heard Bryson say that. No stage.
Yes, not the stage. So we will get it a restart. It's going to be less than 5 laps to go, as let's see again. Yeah, just snapped into the door. Bye-bye.
Into the door, bye-bye. That sounds like you know, I wouldn't want that. It's not a good situation in general. I hate to see it, man. But yeah, now knowing that this isn't the stage, we're going to see a quick dash to the finish. Maybe some people might want to do some strategy. Maybe you come down and get tires, just like Patrick Gitter, just like that. I think. Oh no, he faked me out. He faked a lot of guys out. Look at that. And then we see some guys come down pit road to get some tires now, and then they'll pit after the next run. So Hastings is going to be one of those people that come down and get tires. They're going to need to do that. I hate that we happened to be right on board talking about the 81 when that caution came out. He was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Not his fault in any way, shape, or form.
Chance for Lucas Hoytsman to flip the stage, though. Like we're going to see him stay out next caution.
Oh, yeah. And that's going to get him back to the front if everybody else comes down for tires. But again, with this wreck that happened, it's going to be a hot minute before we see these cars back out there doing what they can. Oh, man. So with that not being the stage, and considering that for the stages tonight, just to let you know what we're looking at, lap 65 at the end of the lap will be the stage. 65 is what they're racing to. So we got about 4 laps in the stage right now. They're going to get the green flag with maybe 3 or 2 laps to go. It's going to be like a preview of what a green-white checker might look like here at the end of this race. That 97 pulling out of the pits, rocking that car. But up front, Paul Hill, it is his stage to win. He's got to be up front, ready to get the good jump. But these guys are on old tires. Remember, they've been racing out there for 20, 30 laps, doing everything they can, and they might spin the thing on a restart if they ain't careful.
Gonna have to be careful here. He's already slid the tires a couple of times already. And we spun it from the race lead, noticed when we were looking away from him once or twice, but is still holding on to it. So to reset your top 10, but they restart. Hill, Gitter, Hoffman, Miller, Delaney, Murray, Benefiel, Hodgson, Heitman, DeCiani. He's your current top 10 here, and it looks like Hill, asked about lane choice, took the top. Interesting. First time someone's chosen the top tonight.
I mean, the bottom lane was the one that spun the tires every time that we saw a spin of the tires on the restart. It might not be like we saw the last one, that the driver that stayed out, they got involved in the incident. We saw that earlier. Car spun out. The 76 of Heitman on the initial start of the race started on the bottom of the racetrack on fresh tires, spun the car. So I think this outside is an experiment for the 26 to see if it's going to be better on a restart to get better grip. And it's a smart move, I think. I mean, we've seen what can happen on the bottom. Let's try the top, see if it's any better or if there's a chance. And if not, then they'll learn it's just bad in both lanes. Just take your pick at that point and hope for the best. Especially, we're going to have this very short run. We got to get to lap 65. So when they go green, it will be 62. With that in mind, we're going to have 3 laps to go in the stage. So with that 3-lap dash, we're going to have to see how it goes.
We're about to find out once again how this stage closes out. You're going to have to see if he can hold on. He has the speed, it seems, at the end of these tire lights right now, compared to some of the others right now in this field. Green flag is out. Miller tied it up and spun the tires into the wall. Jeremy Miller into the wall. No caution. We stay green. Much of the field got black flags potentially from that slide. And just like that, Miller's chances of stage points are gone, all while the race leaders fight in turn 2. Down the back straightaway right now they go. Right now, Gitter trying to find a way to close, trying to find a way to chew away the gap for now. All while the rest of the pack, Gitter scatters around, coming to 3 to go on the stage here, Kirk. Still setting things up right now as we make our way through. It's going to be interesting. Will the bottom prevail for the race leader? Will it be up to the top?
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to go to the top or the bottom right now, but that 21, he's chasing him down quick, and he's doing it quick. Had an audio issue there, microphone disconnected, but we are back and running. Patrick Gitter's all over the back bumper of Paul Hill, and he wants to get another stage win. That 21 is fast, and he knows how to get on by. He's diving in deep into turn 3, trying to get to the left rear quarter panel of the side draft. That 26, not quite deep enough, but 26 is loose. That's going to give him a chance to catch back up on the outside.
Pit lane is closed. 2 laps to go in what's been a lengthy stage 1. Now a slider attempt. Gitter trying to make it stick. Can he try?
Work.
He's trying. in? No! Hill gets the power down for the lead.
Yeah, he got it, man. That was ambitious to say the least, man. He needed a lot of help to make that bottom line work. I don't think it was going to work immediately there, but I mean, we're coming down to the end of this thing, coming to get the white flag, and look at that. The 7 car has recovered well. He got a good run off turn 2, carried that in the 3 and 4, and now he's to the inside of the 21, and Paul Hill has no competition. As he crosses the line, 1 lap to go left in the stage. I think he's going to hang on to this, but we'll see if Patrick can get a good run down the back to catch him back up.
Gained a decent amount of ground on corner entry, but Hill's got the corner apex off right now. Meanwhile, sliding into 4th, Hoffman able to take that spot away from Hill's teammate. Down the back straightaway, coming to 3 for the final time in stage 1. It took a while for us to get to this point, but as we come out of the final corner, Paul Hill, see the green and white checkered flag. Stage 1 winner, Paul Hill, over Patrick Gitter, Alex Murray, Clayton Hoffman, Owen Hodgson, Adam Benefiel, Derek Heitman, Jonathan Delaney, Cameron Stone, and Matt DiCiani.
Showing exactly what they need to do. They know that they got to be able to make it to the end of these stages, and they got to avoid the trouble. Heitman was involved in some of that, showed great recovery, was able to get some stage points at the end. But the main storyline from this entire stage is the amount of people that got DQ'd from this race. In terms of those drivers, it was Joey Preby. We got Ralph Hutchinson, Jacob Simpson, Neil Pearson, Jason S. Taylor, or Jedi Taylor, Robert Miller, and Stephen Williams, all DQ'd in the first stage.
Be able to catch up to the pace car here after that one. Get gathered up after what's been an eventful race so far. Should see most of the field pit, but we do have, of note, Hoytsma, Dyson, Anderson, who are amongst those who flipped the stage, as well as Tommy Gossett, Hunter Trudeau, Matthew Long, that we may see risk staying out here to get some track position for the start of the stage. And it wouldn't be too bad of a call, but it'd still be 4 laps here at Fontana on tire wear.
I'm not sure, man. It's going to be interesting. I mean, we're already going to see some cars. Remember, they're going to flip the stage here. They're going to stay out. We're going to see that here in just a second. Most of these guys are going to come down pit road up in the front, though. You can already see that. Man, that restart there with Jeremy Miller getting up into the wall, that really threw a wrench in his race. He's going to have to come down and get that damage repaired. But you can already see 1 car staying out, 2, 3. There you go. More cars going through the line, trying to get that taken care of as we have more cars coming down pit lane. It's all about this time around getting through the stages. I think that we've gotten through the clutter. We know what these cars are going to handle like. They got to come down, get some tires and gas, and we'll see. Once they get back out on the racetrack, they're going to be behind some of these cars that have like 2-lap older tires. Not much, but in reality, it's actually quite a bit. And we'll see if those tires start having issues. Nobody has really gotten this down yet. Well, they're going to have some adjustments all week. You see Heitman pulling out and more cars pulling off the pit road there. We're going to be getting a restart here as the 7 car. Murray is going to lead them off the pit lane. What a good pit stop by that 7 team.
Yes, indeed. Nice stop for Murray. Gonna be the first off pit road by 7/10 of a second. EOL penalty for the 81, it looks like, with pit road issues. But as expected, 5 do stay out here. Of those, 2 of them have had extensive pit stop repairs in their most recent caution periods. Matthew Lawn and Sean O'Brien Jr. are those 2. So Hoytsma to the lead for the first time here. Let's see if we can take the opportunity to speak with Hoytsma as he now controls things at the front of the field. Lucas, do you have a copy?
I do.
How are you feeling about the strategy call as you take the lead for the first time here tonight?
Well, I'm excited to see what it does in clean air. I've been stuck back in the wash the entire night. Can't really get a feel for my car. It's been a rough one so far as track temp. this new build, I mean, everything's completely different. So having a tough time getting a handle on it, but you know, maybe getting the lead will get me what I need.
How would you describe your team's process so far this week in terms of testing to learn this new setup and new feel of this car?
Some late nights, feeling like we're getting nowhere, thinking we're getting somewhere, and then realizing we didn't get anywhere actually. So it's been rough every way you put it. You know, just starting from scratch basically is never fun. So it's been a tough week, but we got something here. We'll see what we can do with it.
So on that note here, how are you planning to approach stage 2 now that you do have that clean air, but you do have an 8-lap offset on tires, 7-lap I should say?
Keep it up front as much as I can. As soon as I fall back there, I'll just have older tires and be right where I started. So staying up front is the main goal.
So we'll see what happens in this field. Good luck on the restart here, Lucas.
Thank you.
Lucas Hoitzma getting ready to control the field. Back to the team he goes. He'll start to the outside. He's the second to choose that line. Dyson chose the inside for Dirty Self.
You know, Dyson did a great job getting up to the front, but we're going to see how long this lasts here. We're going to have them do this restart again. Here we go through the Greico restart zone, and we are back underway. Look at that jump by the 97. Huge jump. He's gone.
Good jump. No tire spin. No major issues off the restart. First on freshies, remember, is the 7. Murray already making his way to the middle and trying to pass several cars. Marty, he's on the outside. Lawn slams the door in front of him. Murray chooses the outside instead.
Smart choice there. I mean, the outside line on the backstretch on the restart, it just seems to carry a lot more momentum than the bottom. You saw it there. He was able to pull a little bit of ground on that 28, and he was able to get to the back bumper. The 29, holy cow, what a save by Tanner Marty in the 29. That car was loose, and he hangs on to the thing. They are 5 wide in the back of this pack right now. They are all over the place.
Some slipping and sliding for some drivers there. We remain green. The stage goes up to lap 130. Now we see some side-by-side build up in parts of this pack right now. Murray trying to still make the move on Matthew Lawn for third. Lawn doing a good job fending this out, but it's going to be Murray who gets through.
Remember, we were talking about Matthew Long earlier. He won a race last week. He did a great job with a lot of speed, and he's back out here again. He was riding mid-pack last time we talked about him, and now he has made his way through this field. Top 5 sitting right now in 4th. He's doing a great job as it looks like we got a battle here. Take a look at the 07 car. You got Gossett here on the bottom trying to make a move to the 9 cars out inside. That 9 car Carl Dodson's doing everything he can to hang on to it. And you see DeCiani making a move for Cameron Stone right in front of that. This is for position again. Cameron Stone sitting right now in 9th. Last time they crossed the stripe. And he's just trying to hang on to the race cars. It looks like Delaney is dropping back in the 6 car. Has a little bit of a grip issue. He's dropping back as Cameron Stone makes a move on him.
So things continue to square away in this field. Delaney trying to pull back Stone. Doesn't work out. Dodson instead takes it up to the high shelf. Some of the drivers on the old tires fell back like a rock and quick. Dodson, yet again, quick on a short run. He does not like to save. He likes to be up front.
He sure does. That 9 car, we've seen it all season. He ran up front at Bristol, burnt those tires up and dropped back like a rock. We saw him do it at Michigan. He had a lot of speed, got to the front, got in the wall, dropped back like a rock. He's really fast. He can drive a car off the rails. It just does not seem to be a car that can go long distance that way. So if he's ever in a position where he has fresh tires, he's in the top 10 with 5 or 10 laps to go, look out. I think he's going to be someone to take a look at. But take a look right here. This battle for second. That 7 car of Alex Murray on the back bumper of Dyson. Remember, Murray here has been doing really well all season. He's been up towards the front. He has speed week in, week out. And we're showing him right now sitting in third, trying to make a move for second to the outside of Dyson in the 41 car for Exodus Racing. And he's going to be side by side down the front straightaway.
Murray's flying. He's got a huge advantage over everybody else so far in this stage on strategy. Still trying to find a way to clear on by quickly, though, to take away second. And this time he will with the high line, making it work. Murray up to second. Reached lap 75 of this one, and Hoytsma starting to try and break up the draft. Derek Heitman, third on that strategy. He's already moved up and caught up to his Ortiz teammate.
He has moved up ever since the incident on the first lap of the race. He's been moving forward, trying to recover from his mistake he made on that restart. But he has shown that he's got the speed in that 76 car. We saw it in qualifying. We see it now on the race. That 12 car, Nolan Hodson, seems to be falling off a cliff here. He was running up towards the front for early in this race, and then now he's sitting back here a little further back in the field than we normally are used to seeing him. I mean, it's a little unusual to see him back outside of the top 15, currently trying to hang on to the race car. He pulls in behind Hoffman there, but this is back in the field, so he's going to have a little ways to come back up through the front. One car I did want to talk about for a moment is a couple cars ahead of him. We got the 48 car, Tyler Hunter. He's sitting here. He started 34th today. He's on the back bumper of that 83 car. He's following, one of the best at tire saving, and he's learning a lot. Tyler Hunter is not a driver we expect to see like up towards the front that often. He's definitely quick. He has good cars on time to time. Today's showing he's pretty quick as well. And Chad Sander right behind him, also very impressed with that driver as well. These guys showing they got top 15 speed this week, and they are right on the cusp of trying to get to that top 10. They just got to save tire and wait for the moment to be able to strike and get on through. And that's fun to watch, as it looks like the battle now for the lead is heating up. Here comes Alex Murray all over the back bumper of Lucas Hoytsma, and they're battling again for the third place spot. You got Dyson and Gitter just switched spots for third.
Murray trying to use the higher grooves to try and build up the run. We go for the crossover on Hoytsma. Goes for the bumper instead. Likes to stay in line for now. Now goes for the side draft. Murray on the fresher tires for the lead. Just needs to find a way to get his nose out in front and clear. Hoytsma not squeezing down on the fender right now. Murray looks like he's got the pole, but Hoytsma's got the edge on the straight line.
Side by side, man. That 7 car led that lap that time by. So with that in mind, here they come into turn number 1. He's going to dive it in deep, and he will take that lead away very affirmatively. He goes into that corner, and everybody's trying to hang on to the bottom of the racetrack so they can save some tire while they're out here. We have seen way less accidents since the restart, which is awesome. We like seeing that. The longer these cars are able to go out there, the more that these drivers will learn for these upcoming races. We got Pocono next week. These guys have got to start learning, okay, how can I set up this car? How can I adjust this car knowing its current limitations? But as we go through this field, the top looks like when they cross the stripe, we'll see that the top 8 or 10, let's see, looks like it's going to be the top 7 are all single files. They're still battling side by side here. You see Matthew Long in the 28 car hasn't really launched off very well since the beginning of the restart. We talked about him again earlier, and he's shown that he had speed. He was up in the top 5, but since the restart, he's just been dropping back. But a driver who has not been dropping back and has been moving forward, guys, Tommy Gossett in that 07. I got to tell you, that 07, he's showing some speed. There's a lot of negative opinions all around the garage about certain drivers out here. He's one of the most aggressive guys, and I tell you what, sometimes it's to his benefit, and other times he hit the wall. So what I can tell you right now is he was involved in an incident early in this race. He's come back, and he's just cracked the top 10 as we got a battle for second now between Patrick Gitter on the bottom and Lucas Hoytsma on the top. Look at that slide. He uses the rear bumper to knock the 97 out of the way. Patrick Gitter up to second. Lucas Hoytsma now battles for third with Derek Heitman on the inside.
And a little bit archy-bargy for some. See some people getting the elbows out. All while Heitman Still tries to poke his way to the inside now of Hoytsma. Hoytsma now doing it the dirty air yet again. And now, it looks like they'll go side by side for third position. Heitman trying to feed draft to, or rather Gitter trying to feed draft to Heitman. Looks like he's able to get himself rolling to the bottom of the racetrack here to settle on down. So the old tires are starting to fade a bit here, as we were expecting, compared to the newer tires. But in the case of Hoytsma, the setup is keeping him high as he pulls back Heitman.
Remember that we restarted this race on lap 65. Well, we restarted this race a little further down the line, but around lap 70. We were only on lap 82, so that means we've gone maybe 12 laps green on this set of tires, and we're already seeing fall off that is huge. I mean, the leader this time by, let's talk about lap time since we're here. Leader this time by is Alex Murray. He's leading this race. He's out here trying to hold off Patrick Gitter. Now, if we take a look at the lap times, the very first lap time he ran under green at pace was a 42 flat, and then he got down to a 41.8, right around the 41s for a while. Right now, we're dropping off more and more, and now we're to the point where when he crosses the stripe, he has clean air right now, so it might be slightly quicker, but he's about a half a second off after just 10 laps of driving, and it's only going to get worse. He crosses the stripe this time by. Let's take a look. Looks like when he does cross the stripe, it is a 42, what is it? Let's see. 42.3. So he's still trying to pick up the pace now that he's leading this thing. But the guys in the back of the field, I'm sure, are showing half a second fall off, which is what we were seeing earlier. And it's going to only get worse the longer we go into the run.
Tempers are flaring a little bit. There was near contact with Dodson and Gossett, and that has built some heat up between some of these drivers, apparently. Race Control has just issued warnings to both teams for chatter over the race comms. So, even though things are calm visually, some things are sparking up. The top three aren't keeping calm, though.
Let's go back. Well, we got to look at that battle, because right now I know these three. Let's keep an eye on this actually for now. We'll get back to it. Lap 83 for Gossett. We'll have to go back and look at that, because they were door banging down the back straightaway, sliding all over the place. It was not a pretty picture, but still. Oh my gosh! Right there, you see it in the back of your picture. One car spinning out. I think he's going to hang on to the race car. That's a 58 car. And he's sitting in the back of the field right here. That's Rich Kleinman. Rich is sitting here. You know, he's on the bottom of the racetrack, and it looks like we had a car right around him as well. Was that the 83?
Yes, Carlos Dodson apparently hit him and then slid down into pit road and crashed the car in pit road.
Oh no!
So things have boiled over a little bit.
What on earth just happened? We're going to have to go and take a look at that.
Gitter took the lead, by the way, in all this. Dodson's now got damage. He drove backwards halfway down pit road. So let's see again. This is what sparked this that you're referring to.
Yeah, right here. Let's take a look at this. So the 83 is on the bottom, and he's going to go into the corner on the bottom. Just fine. That looks clear. That's not a big problem I see. That looks fine. That's just a clean pass. Now, down the back straightaway, things look good. That 9 car is looking low. He's going to try and make a move again on the inside of the 83 car. And I think he went on the apron. Slid up the hill, made contact with the 83, got him loose. 83 locks up the car. He gets into the wall, contact again since the 9 car is spinning, trying to hang on to the thing. He saves it, and then he's going down pit road.
Then does normal service. Again, Tempers cup it over. Goes to the pit service.
Oh my! What you're about to see is going to be wild. Let's take a look at this. Carl Dodson takes 4 tires. He's going to hit on the gas. Fresh tires are different now. Oh, you hate to see it. Just spun the tires and goes in reverse down pit road. Wrong way, buddy. I don't think that's going to get you where you need to go. How far does he go all the way to the end of pit road like this? Oh, no, he doesn't. He spins it right around just like that. Hey, that was actually not bad. I give him some quality points for that. That was pretty good looking. Up front, though, battle for the lead changed quite a bit during this entire sequence. Derek Heitman has taken the lead back in the 76 car. After having a lot of adversity early in the race, he's back out front.
So up in front, the Renko power plant for Heitman. Now controls things at the point. Fortune's Machine's now 1-2, but guess who's coming? It's Paul Hill. Hill is on the prowl and trying to pull back Gitter, trying to take air off the spoiler.
They got a way to go. They got a way to go. That's all I can say about the situation. Taking a look from turn number 1 and 2 here. He's trying to make that top line work, and he has speed. He has a lot of momentum on the top side. That's Paul Hill there in the 26. Paul Hill has yet, I don't believe that we've seen him in victory lane quite yet this year. I'm going to have to double check that to make sure. It looks like that Hill is not won yet this year. Yep. So he is trying to get his first win of the year out here on the racetrack today. And he's going to have a little ways to be able to make that work. He's got to make a pass for one more spot, that 76 of Heitman, and hang on to it for the rest of the race. He's sitting second right now. Heitman in the 76. We saw him do really well all week, but he's also not won yet this year. Patrick Gitter's only won one time at Daytona, the season opener. You got Alex Murray in the 7 car. He's sitting there. He won one race already this year, but up front, your top 4, half of them are winners, and the other half have not yet won this season. But we're looking as well in 5th place, the 57 of Cameron Stone, also have not yet won this year. These top 5 guys, I mean, they would love to add another win to their win column, or at least get their first one on the boards.
57 so far still has one of the fastest laps of the race. Only Paul Hill's been faster in terms of hot laps tonight. It's been a good race so far for the 57. Able to keep it clean, a part of the Conti camp.
The only thing you could ask for whenever you have a new car and a new track and this new model is that you keep the car clean all the way to the end of the race. And that's exactly what we've seen out of Cameron Stone so far. He's kept that car clean. He's having a good run tonight, showing that he has some speed. It's just a matter of time to see if he's able to hang on to it for the long run. But that 76 is losing time. That 26, you see it right now. We're on board with Paul Hill. He has the speed, and he's catching him up very quickly. I think that that clean air might wear out your tire a little bit more than what it might be in the dirty air. I mean, you're looking at it right now. He's blocking, aero blocking right there. You can see the 76. He's going to have to turn down the hill, and what a move by Paul Hill to get down to the bottom. That makes him have a lot of momentum down the straightaway. He's not going to side draft. He's going to try and share that momentum to himself. But side by side as they enter turn 3 for the lead, and they are going to be coming up on lap traffic here very shortly. They're still side by side. They're coming up on the back bumper of Jeremy Miller, who is maybe about 2 seconds ahead of these guys, but they are still side by side. And now look at who has joined the fray. It's Patrick Gitter in the 21, catching up to the back bumper to the 26 of Paul Hill. They're going to be a 3-car battle for the lead, and it's only on lap 94 of this race.
So now this fight is on. Let's see who's going to get the edge. Miller is at range of being lapped, by the way. He's still dealing with significant front end damage to his car, and he's choosing the bottom. Oh boy, Heitman having to slow down. Hill slid the tires, can't take advantage of it. So that could have got hairy pretty quickly. Instead,
it sure did.
Instead, Hill lost ground rather than gained it. That could have been a chance for the race lead right there.
It's going to be awesome. I'm having a lot of fun watching this right now. They're running, last lap time for the lead was a 42.4. And so we're seeing that these lap times are starting to level out. It's been a while since we've seen them go any slower than a 42.4, 42.3. They've been running those consistently now. So I think they figured something out in that 76 camp, and all these guys in the top 5 have figured something out to make these cars last a little longer and not fall off a cliff quite yet. Lap 95, remember we had the restart around lap 70 in that range. With that in mind, that's going to only mean that we're going to have about 25 laps of tire on these tires. We talked to the entire field. I put a poll out there in the driver chat, and they said about half of them could make it about 30 laps without blowing a tire. So we'll see if that continues. That 26 is catching up to that 76 very quickly, and this battle for the lead is only going to heat up from here.
Just got to make sure you don't fry the tires while battling absolutely here. If we are reaching about that point, we're expecting potential tire failures or tires to really get worn out on the run.
Hoytsman just pulled his way into the pit lane for his scheduled stop. He is on lap 96. He's coming down pit lane.
So 37 laps into the run. A little bit earlier than you can go on fuel. But it looks like he's splitting the stage up pretty evenly here. That's going to about lap 130. All of this is wow. Hoffman. He works inside of the 57. And now looks to try and get the rotation down. For the race lead, though, Hill yet again is on the bumper of Heitman. They both wiggle.
Yeah, Heitman was a lot more loose than Hill, though. Hill's going to have a run heading down into turn number 1. He's going to be on that back bumper in no time. I don't know if he's going to try and make a move to the bottom here, but I would. We'll take a look. The 76 goes down a block, and that's going to put the 26 to the top lane, and he's going to have a big run down the back straightaway. Take a look at that run. Here it comes. He's all over the back bumper. Will he make a move? No, he gives him a shot down the back straightaway instead of trying to make a move. I think Hill's going to take the top here in this corner right here. I don't think we're going to see him go low. That low lane, oh, he does end up following him in behind, but I don't think he's ready to pass. Paul Hill seems to feel comfortable where he is. Based off of his current driving habit, I think he's waiting for Heitman to make a mistake. Another car pitting, though. I see another car heading down pit lane just ahead of these guys. Oh, we have more. Matthew Long, he's another one heading down. And also Tommy Gossett, also two cars that have decided to come down pit lane, along with Adam Benefiel, another car that we expect to see making smart decisions heading down pit lane at this lap 99.
About 31 laps on some of those runs, by the way. So some people trying to go near even on the run, not willing to push it much further here. The fall off, it's not as much as you would think. Less than a second overall as the leader of Heitman is in. Heitman loses the lead. Murray joins him. Some Toyotas jump down pit road for service.
A lot of cars choosing to go down pit road this time. I see a total of 3 this time. More cars are already exiting pit lane. You see Matthew Long heading back out there on a racetrack. A few other cars trying to get merged back in with the lead pack as these leaders head down to get some tires and gas. We're going to see if short pitting is going to be smart or not here. That 76 at Heitman decided to come down on lap 99. The first stop we saw was by Lucas Hoytsman, the 97 on lap 97. So with that in mind, we'll see if that works as more head down pit road. There's Paul Hill. You see Patrick Gitter, a few others, and the rest of the front group seems to all come down together as they are 3 wide on entry. Cameron Stone, too fast, pit lane.
Cameron Stone's race just took a turn for the worst with that. He'll have to sit down pit road for at least a lap. Clayton Hoffman, Matt DiCiani, Jonathan Delaney, Sean O'Brien Jr. Under Trill still extending their runs for now. 65 is coming down pit road. Will the 92 peel on down? The answer is not yet.
Oh, wow. I don't know if that strategy is going to be the smart one here, but we saw yesterday in the Xfinity race, not going to be super comparative to this, but the long run, the people who stayed out as long as humanly possible ended up doing way better than the cars that lost a lot of time on the short pit. So that might be something that could be to the benefit of these guys that are staying out. Hoffman, DiCiani, Delaney, O'Brien just came down pit road, but these top 3 here, the longer they stay out, the better it might be for them if they're able to hang on to tires. Remember, they might keep the pace, but one lap, we saw it at Bristol in the spring in 2024, you might be having pace, but it just takes one lap for it to blow that tire and you just immediately lose all grip. And so that's why, hang on to it there, Hoffman. That was a loose entry. Great job hanging on to the race car. A lot of speed by that 92 heading onto the pit road. He's going to have a few lap fresher tires than those that have already came down pit lane, and that's probably going to be a benefit for him as Delaney and DeCiani follow him down.
So now Heitman right now in the net lead over Murray and Gossett. As things cycle, built up about 1 second over Gitter, Hill, and Dyson's respective pack. Dyson on a few lap older tires though. So strategy looking pretty solid for the 76 here as the rest of the drivers finish up their pit service and will come out pretty close to these drivers, but likely not the lead. There they are coming out of pit road, and there they cycle right on back out of the race lead. So the 76 takes the point.
Absolutely right. With that in mind, let's take a look here. Remember, Gossett came down a little sooner than the rest of the cars. He was a driver that decided to come down a couple laps sooner. We're going to keep a look at that and see if he's able to gain anything on the 76. He's moved up to third, which is already a net gain for him, but we'll see if that changes over the course of the run. Take a look at these stints. You can take a look right here. Gossett has the oldest set of tires out of all of them, but Hoffman has about two lap fresher tires than some of these guys. With that in mind, I think that Hoffman's only going to try his best to actually make those tires work. He's going to have a couple lap fresher tires than everybody else, and it's a benefit to him over the course of this little short run that we have to lap 130 for the stage. With that in mind, all these cars out here on a racetrack, you hate to see the amount of accidents we saw on the first stage. It was a learning curve. Once people figured it out, it's obvious that they have really figured it out. They have not seen a crash since the first stage, so this is a great recovery for everybody.
So that leaves us past the halfway point of the race overall. That's 30 laps to go in the stage. And after such a chaotic beginning to this race, it doesn't even feel like the same race as earlier. Oh, nearly jinxed it. Ben Tracy just about got turned around after getting loose in front of doing crits.
Yikes, do not want to do that. I don't believe in the jinx stuff. I really don't. But considering the fact that some of these guys are still out on older sets or still out there driving, we see like Patrick Gitter, for example. Oh, that's lap sled. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing there. We're seeing a lot of cars that were leading, though, up towards the front. I only see like maybe one or two guys that led early in the first stage, but then got involved in accidents that are in the back 30s that have lap sled. So only a select few, less than 10, have really led laps here. So with that in mind, Eric Heitman leading this thing and Alex Murray in second. How much do you want it? Both of them would love to get a win here this week. And right now, Murray, I think, has already won once already, but Derek Heitman has not. He wants that win, and he wants it bad. He had so many close chances at other tracks like Atlanta earlier this year. He has a lot of speed in that 76 car, and he just needs to have a day go his way. And right now, it looks like it's going his way right now. 3/10 in the lead with less than 100 laps to go.
Able to square things away. Still your biggest movers of the race up front, at least, are Hoffman and DeCiani. You know who's the next biggest up right now? Outside of Tower Hunter? Chad Sanner. Sanner has gone up 17 positions this race. He's just outside the top 10. So it has been interesting, at the very least, for the 94, who we have not seen up towards the front all season. And our driver has been able to benefit on these long runs here, as you see the battle on screen.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We're talking about Chad Sanner in the 94 car. He's backed by Team Conti. He has he's had a rough start of this season, running in the back half of the field, got involved in a few accidents and a few races, taking them out early, not having a chance to make it to the end. But today we are showing him doing a great job. He started 29th today. He's up to 12th, running just ahead of Adam Benefiel. And he's showing that he's got the speed to be able to compete here. And it's a great recovery. I mean, you got to root for him. I really like Chad Sanner. A lot of speed in the car, and he's doing really well. He gave us nearly a heart attack a couple weeks ago back in Nashville, Super Speedway. But this week, showing us that he does have the speed to compete at a high level. Now he's just got to hope for the right situations to pop up for him to be able to get in a position to possibly get a top 5 or even come out with a win. He needs a lot of things to go his way. He's not like some of the other drivers that can get through the field as quickly as he can. He's one of those guys that you kind of need a little bit of luck on your side, and he's a guy that's fun to root for in that 94 car.
Scraping the wall a little bit for a good measure, by the way. Just trying to close up for 11th. Up front, here's DeCiani. He's trying to get...
Look at the lead. Sorry, there's 3 wide up for the lead. The 76 and the 92. They can look at this. Side by side for the lead. They just passed a lap car of Rich Kleinman on the inside, 3 wide. This battle for the lead is heating up big time.
Yes, indeed. Hyman up the track. Hoffman, fresher tires, takes the spot and moves himself to second. Also moving up is Gossett. He's looking fast right now on his strategy, battling with Patrick Gitter.
That's right, he has. And another driver that's been moving slowly but surely towards the front, we've been talking about him all day, is something that I'm just really excited to see. Drivers that have just decided to show up right at the right time. These battle for the lead just does not seem to disappoint in this series. No matter what, they can get out to a lead for a short period of time, but I have yet in a single race all year, other than a road course. I will give the road course some slack because it's road course racing. You expect somebody to be out there by quite a bit. But even then, at the end of the race, it was close. But up here on the front, I mean, we haven't seen someone get like 3 or 4 or 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field all season long. These guys have stayed within a second. It's so hard for the leader to get away from the rest of the pack. And we're seeing that here today as Hoffman in the 92 car, showing that he belongs, leading this thing in front of Heitman, Murray, Gitter, Hill, and Gossett.
Indeed.
Hoffman, by the way, I'm sorry to say, but Hoffman has yet to win this year, but he has the most points out of every driver that has yet to win. So if anybody deserves to win, I think Hoffman having the most points, it has been waiting for his day to come across the line first. You can take a look right there. 222 points to the good, barely over Matt DeCiani. He just took that spot last week. DeCiani trying to get a win as well. But other than those two, I mean, there's nearly 100 point difference all the way back to Ralph Hutchinson. And Ralph's points are not going to look any better after today. He got DQ'd earlier in the first stage, and he's going to need a lot of help later in the season to come back.
4th overall in the points, by the way, is the number for Hoffman. You stack up the points individually, a minus 62 from the current point overall leader, Jonathan Delaney. Here's how things are going so far for this season. So, Hill ready to try and make some moves here. He's been one of the quickest cars on long run here tonight. Looking for the move to be able to build up the run here. Able to set things up pretty well in the draft with Gitter. Just no place to go yet. Just waiting for the right line to open up as he's choosing high side. That will work. He gets to the door that way.
It's so hard to be able to get a run up there on the top. I mean, you really can if you got a little car in front of you giving you some draft. You can get a really good push down the back straightaway. That's what we just saw. Patrick Gitter pulls in behind Paul Hill, the car we're riding on board with in that 26 car. He's going to make a move down to the bottom with that run on the back bumper to the 7. He's going to have a pull from Heitman, so that might be a benefit to him as well. This is the battle for 3rd place right now. They're side by side, and right in front of them, you can see Heitman there. He's going to try and give a little bit of draft to another car. He chooses to go down lower. These 4 cars are all within a blanket, but the leader of the race has really screwed it out to about a 5/10 of a second lead. Not much, but still enough to where he's going to feel less pressure than he normally would otherwise.
Also near 3 wide for a moment. Murray trying to get the side draft on the 76. Hill has momentum to pass them both. Hill, slightly fresher rubber, takes it 3 wide. Zips around the high side, makes it work to be able to jump to second now. Just can't clear yet. Should clear next corner.
He just turned on the jets. That 26 is on rails. He's ready to get moving to the front, and he wants to get there now. He's going to use that top line to try and give him a little bit of a slingshot. You know, in the Cup Series when I used to run here, they could be right up on the wall, like an inch from the wall. However, iRacing doesn't necessarily do that good of a job when it comes to simulating the wall side force. That isn't necessarily as good as it is in real life. But that 26 running just one lane down and turns 1 and 2 and 2 lanes down and 3 and 4 shows that he knows that the top lane can still carry momentum, and he just got right on by Heitman as the leader has caught 2 cars of lap traffic. It looks like that is an 86 to Jeremy Miller, and in front of him is Daniel Llewellyn, who chooses to stay in front of the leader. He's going to the top lane. That's going to throw some dirty air on the front bumper of Paul Hill in second, and he is not going to enjoy that one for sure.
And that traffic not coming around to the right spot. Llewellyn caused a bit of a fake out by Hill. That caused a little bit of a stack up for a split second as he runs middle to top. But Paul Hill is the one to beat, it seems, tonight, with the long run pace here. Coming up to what will be about 13 laps to go, give or take, in the stage here. And that CFM Performance Machine, every time each long run has just continuously been able to let it cook on pace.
You know, one thing that's exciting about this whole thing now with this new tire build and everything, we're going to see this long run that's just going to give the teams a lot of good data, a lot of information on how these cars can operate in a long form race. Because you're not going to be able to get this, at least with multiplayer, very easily. You know, AI doesn't give you a good gist of how it's going to go, but the, player-on-player competition that we have here is going to be immensely valuable to these teams. And this is all going to be data that some of these teams that have, Coke Series drivers might be able to use in building their Coke sets down the lane. These guys are going to use this as a very early stage helping tool to figure out ways to improve their cars. And I think it's going to be really fun to see over time how much this race might affect future setups, as it looks like Paul Hill dove it in deep and he is on that bumper of the 92, just like that, getting him a little loose. Hoffman trying to hold on to the lead as they cross the stripe, catching up to the back bumper of Carl Dodson, who we saw have a little bit of an issue earlier in the run.
Them try and make their way through. And able to pass on by Dodson, no issue on the lap traffic. Hill, last time by, was about a 10th quicker than Hoffman. It's been quicker when they pat clean space. The problem is there's a lot of lap traffic between them at the end of this stage right now. Hill closed up a fair bit of the corner, just not able to fully chomp down and make the time stick and stay up right now to close up to Hoffman.
I like seeing this type of racing, though. These guys, they haven't won yet this year. They're out there trying to get their first win of the year. This is exactly the type of racing I like seeing. Some of these guys that you wouldn't expect to see out there in victory lane, those that haven't won yet this year, just showing that their speed does matter. They're able to compete at a high level, and these two have really scooted away from the rest of the field. Take a look at that. Almost a full second between Hill and Heitman. For the lead, most certainly has now gained about a second gap there. And over time, it will continue to grow, I think. They have really scooted away, and I don't know if these tires are going to start falling off at some point, but if they do, it would be really sudden and unexpected.
Don't want anything unexpected right now with the way things are going. They're starting off with the unexpected to begin today. This feels like a sigh of relief potentially for some of these drivers. You'd have to think to have these lengthy runs. More traffic. This time up is Tower Hunter. He'd been in the conversation as one of the big movers earlier, not anymore. And he moves to the inside. Hill outside. Going up a run. Dortier takes away the run. Gets him within a car lane still.
he's all over the back bumper. I think he's waiting for the right time to make a move. Remember, he's only got a few laps before the end of this stage to be able to make this move. He's got a handful of laps to be able to do it. He's currently sitting with a car that's a lot quicker, I think, than Hoffman. He's able to keep up. We see him have the fastest lap of the race, but he also seems to have that long run speed. So if Hoffman's able to hang on, that would be great for him and his team. And I think he's going to have a, big, he's going to have to know that the car behind him has a really good entry and center in turns 3 and 4, as it looks like they are now side by side on the exit of turn number 4. Paul Hill does not get the momentum. He has to tuck back in behind the back bumper of that 92, but at least he knows, hey, I got to be able to, protect the top, because every time off turn 4, he's moving to the bottom. He just can't get the run off the exit. So it might be better to run the top 3 and 4 and the bottom on 1 and 2, which is exactly what he's doing.
So we are closing in on the final laps of this stage, coming up to 6 to go in stage number 2. Top 2 have now broken away by more than 2 seconds in this one, as they now are about to reach William Owens and Ben Tracy to add some dirty air that way. And it looks like at this point, Hill may have plateaued here with the couple lap older tires compared to Hoffman. He's searching, but just cannot seem to close the deal.
I mean, it's going to give us a lot of help to understand how well that car is going to do whenever we get to the end of the race. I mean, if they're on equal tires, I think that Hill passes him. But right now, with him being 2 laps behind on terms of tire wear, it's only going to be a difficult situation for him. He's going to have to do extra to try and pass him. But he's still going to have a wonderful points day. These guys are all going to get a lot of stage points as we're coming down to the end of this thing. They cross the stripe. That's going to put us to lap 126, which will put us about 4 laps to go. And with that in mind, Paul Hill, as he's just got to do everything he can to try and catch back up to the back bumper, maybe use that bumper to knock him up and out of the way.
I don't think they're going to use bumpers this early.
Oh, for a stage win. That's what I'm talking about. Would I do it? Yes. I'd like me a stage win. Let me move you out of the way, sir. I'd like, not wreck him, but use a bumper, a little tap, a little tip tap taparoo, as a good old golfer used to say. You might recall. But yeah, I tell you what, I don't think Hill's got the speed for now. You're absolutely right there. He's got that gap is starting to get larger and larger every single lap. So he's going to have to he might be saving something, I don't know. But you can see that, like, not every car here has a setup that's able to go long run. That's why we're lapping cars at Auto Club. That is showing that just some cars do not have the speed for the long run whatsoever.
Coming up to 3 to go in the stage. Hoffman starting to break away. Last time by, he was actually quicker than Hill. The 92 seems to be comfortable to close out the stage strong. Most of his teammates have had a lot of bad luck. Not him. He's kept it clean. He's kept out of trouble. Just making sure, crosses the I's and gets a stage win here. Still got a lengthy stage to go. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but I got to mention right here, the top 2, I mean, they are still loose. They are losing time. I mean, they're running 42.2s. So with that in mind, I mean, we're getting to the point where I'm a little worried about their tires, because when we get to the 3rd stage, whenever we got 70 laps, they're going to cut it in half. They're going to try and do that at least. But you can see the gaps. Take a look at this. The interval here between 1st and 10th is 13 seconds. So it shows that everybody's tires falling off at different times. But that 70, actually, take a look here. Let's see. 76 is under fire from Patrick Gitter for 3rd. That's going to be interesting to see if he's able to get that spot away from him.
Yeah, there's an opportunity to get another point here from his teammate. We take it as the question. 1 to go in the stage. White checker flag coming up this time by Gitter. All over the back end of Heitman. Gitter, bit fresher tires on his car. Looking to get things ramped up for this position. Oh, that's while Hoffman has a couple lap cards in front. Bobby Anderson trying to hold on to the lead lap here. The other car involved, Ben Tracy, already multiple laps down. Green-white checker flag. Clayton Hoffman come out of the final corner and take stage 2. Paul Hill second. Heitman, Gitter, Murray in the top 5. Gossett, DiCiani, Dyson, Delaney, and Chad Sanner.
Wow.
Round out the top 10.
Yeah, Chad, way to get some stage points, my guy. 94, getting that one stage point. He's going to like that one. That's good for that team.
So we're under caution. First time in a while, a lengthy run. Take a break. More coverage coming up. You're watching Maconi Entertainment for tonight's coverage, the FLCC.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Maconi Entertainment for tonight's coverage of the Full Length Cup Challenge. After pit stops, it's Heitman, it's Hill, Gitter, and Gossett. The top four. Then it's Murray. Hoffman ended up losing ground in the pit stop sequence that put him back to 6. DeCiani, Dyson, Delaney, and Lawn. Now your top 10. Right now, 21 cars on the lead lap for a 66-lap final stage. Who's going to get the edge by the very end of this one? It can go a decent amount of directions. Green, green, green. Back it away.
A lot better on the wheel spin for Heitman. That's his first restart on the front row since the first lap incident on the front stretch. That took out a lot of cars and that gave a lot of damage to a lot of cars. But he's up front. He's leading this thing now. Remember, Heitman, he's doing all he can to try and lead this thing and get away. But the winner of the stage, Clayton Hoffman, he got stuck back in traffic on pit road. He's sitting behind Alex Murray right now, heading into turn number 3 and 4. So he's got a ways to go to get back up towards the front as they single file out, other than the 3rd place spot, which they're still battling side by side for.
These drivers trying to settle on down here. Those track temps, by the way, settling in about 139 degrees for the start of this 3rd stage. Oh, this is wow. Gitter gets the move on the high side. Able to clear on by for second of Fortis 1-2 as here comes Gossett looking for the run for 3rd.
A lot of speed out of that car this week. He has a lot of speed every week, but this is going to be the real test to see if he can get up towards the front and get some clean air on that 07 car. He's going to have to do everything he can. He just got on the rear bumper of the 26, gave him some aero challenge, and made him move up the hill, but not enough to make some changes that are going to affect his positioning. You're looking at the battle now. Chad Sanner on the inside of Nolan Hodson, trying to make that work. I mean, what a run by Chad Sanner this week. I mean, I'm so excited to see that 94 doing so well. Got some stage points at the end of the last stage, but now he's trying to make a move on the back bumper here. The 70 car, another car I want to talk about, Stoney Benfield. Great recovery for that 70 car. He's had a rough start of the season, but he's moving up as well. He's on the back bumper of Delaney. I mean, Stoney Benfield, he's one of those guys that you like root for. I mean, he's just like in the Chad Sanner group. I put him together as drivers, I think, who compete really well together, and they're sitting right next to each other. So that just proves the point slightly more. As they are here early run, we'll see how they're able to have their cars work over the long run.
See them really just solidifying those middle to bottom lines for the most part right now. Haven't talked around Benfield much of the night. Avoiding contact this time in the battle for 12th. Able to move himself up a spot. Very quiet night.
Yeah, Stoney, we haven't even talked about him, about Benfield at all tonight. It's great to see them out here and showing some speed. So, I mean, that's how you're able to get some conversation about you. Get up top 15, we might mention you. That's the goal here. These guys are all up here. Most of these guys in the top 15 we've seen in the top 15. The only two that are really, unusual to the top 15 is Stoney Benfield and, of course, that 94 of Chad Sanner. So I'm just happy to see them up towards the front. It's a great race for those two today.
Yes, indeed. Until we calm now, compared to the wildness as these cars and drivers learned earlier. Sean Hodgson on the move. Delaney trying to find a way around the 6 machine. Delaney holds on to 11th for the time being. And one of the drivers who advocated, we've seen for the top line earlier, now he's gone to the bottom. It's only Hoytsma wants the top 11 running the very top line. Really, Hodgson just coming up on corner exit.
Gonna be a lot of fun to see what we're. Oh, hang on to it, Truel, Hunter Truel. Let me try that again. That 71 car decided to do some electric slide moves down the back straightaway. Slide to the left, slide to the right, hangs on to the race car, keeps it going straight. He got involved in an incident early in the race, and he's just been trying to recover ever since. He just cracked the top 20. So it's good to see him having a good recovery, trying to come on back to the top 20, top 15 possible, as he's battling with Brandon Hastings, another car who had a lot of speed early on, but got involved in some accidents that sent him to the back. And another car that I want to talk about, Adam Benefield, currently sitting in the 13th place spot. We don't get a chance to talk about Adam Benefield that much. I'm a big fan of seeing this guy out here. He has a heck of a personality, and he's one of these DQ Carl Dodson. We just heard that over the radio. Let me take a look here. That is going to take the 9 car out of the race for the day. That is quite the change. It looks like that he was running by himself, and he got loose off of turn number 4 and just rammed himself right into the wall, and that got him out of the race. He was running 26, so it's unfortunate to see that happen to that car. Not much that we could say other than just a loose race car, but he had a lot of speed today, and he has a lot to be proud of for that 9 car. As the battle now, you can see Matthew Long trying to get by Nolan Hodson on the outside, still trying to make that line work, and he does. Nolan pulls up in front of him, and the good driver I was talking about a moment ago, Adam Benefield in the 83. He's one of those drivers that has a great personality. He moves up through the field methodically. He saves tires, and he's sitting right now in the 12th place spot, battling for the 11th. I recommend throughout the entirety of this ending run, let's watch the 83. He's going to make some moves to get to the front, and I think if he's able to avoid any trouble, I think he might be someone to watch get up to the top 5. He has a lot of speed this week.
Seen that throughout the night. We've seen, remember, some wild wrecks last time out of Michigan, including wrecks sending cars across the racetrack. Benefield wants those very lucky to keep it clean this week. He's been having a scratch and claw, though. He's had to get more than a minute's worth of repairs under recent caution flags with how things have fared out and some of the bumping around him as he gets zipped on by the 97.
Yeah, he actually the 97 just apologized to the 83. He wasn't realizing that 83 was on the move forward. And, you know, he's one of those drivers that actually watched the broadcast live. So I know for a fact he's probably hearing us talk about him right now. And that's probably lighting him up a little bit, because you saw he made moves from 13th all the way up to 10th. He's already moving forward. He's hitting the gas. I think he's going to start moving his way to the front. He's all over the back bumper now, trying to get to the back bumper. Nolan Hodson sitting in 9th. Great run for Nolan. No, you know, something about him, he's able to keep his car clean week in, week out, get to the front, and stay up into the top 10 section for most of the race. Some races he's been top 5 speed. Today he's been more 8th or 9th in that range in terms of speed. But he's still in the conversation. He still has a chance to win this thing if things just go his way. He's got to have some luck on his side. Some drivers like Heitman and Gitter and Gossett and Hill, these guys don't necessarily need all the luck on their side. They got cars that can be able to win the race today. They got the fastest stuff out there. I can't tell you who has the fastest lap, or at least who's the fastest car. Hill and Gitter are side by side for second right now. We just had Hill go on by on the outside trying to make a run work, but these guys all in this picture here all have speed week in and week out. And it's awesome to be able to see them compete for a championship. And they are doing so well to the point where you just know that the champion might be somewhere in your picture. It's going to be exciting as we get to the end of the season, run through the end of this race, who might win it. And the longer you sit here and watch this type of racing and just pick a series, you watch it, you learn it, you live it, you love it. And all these guys, they start to get to the point where you're starting to root for certain guys. You see like different relationships between drivers get born here, and it's awesome to see, man. I'm so happy to hear that some of our chat members have been saying some great stuff. For example, Tom Freeman, thank you so much for saying what you said into the chat. I'm glad you're enjoying it as much as we are here in the booth. Up front, Heitman leading this thing, Hill, Gitter, Gossett, and Hoffman, your top 5, as they are all over this racetrack heading out of turn number 2.
Now Heitman should say, controlling things with clean air all throughout this run. No one making too many bold moves right now. Just running their pace right now. Letting the pace come to them seems to be the main thing. And we know Hill showcased the long run throughout this race, but Heitman seems to have been able to find that adjustment needed to be able to counter what Hill's been able to do in the 26 machine. while being able to run the low line. Well, Hill prefers that outside line, it seems.
That's true. Hill does like running the top. We've seen that all day. He prefers going up there, and the only way you're going to be able to stop him from going to the top is if you go to the top and do so. Oh, Adam Benefield down the back straightaway just almost got turned. He saved the race car off the front bumper there, the car in front. That was very sketchy. Let's take a look at that. We got to see how the heck he hung on to that race car. We'll go back to our leaders here in just a moment, but take a look here. Down the back straightaway. 83 dives it in on Dyson, and he slides up. This is called a slide job. He's going to try and slide back up in front of the 41. And you can see, if we can see it right here, he gets a little loose, tries to save the race car. Oh, he just barely hangs on to it. And he lets the 41 go right on by, not on purpose, but just because he got a little loose. So that happens in race cars, but it's awesome to see him hang on to the thing as they're still battling side by side. But up at the front, let's get back up towards the front. We got a lot of racing for the top 2 spots here. Third place, look at Gossett trying to make a move for third on the outside of Clayton Hoffman. You got the 26 of Hill still running about 3 lanes down on turns 3 and 4. He's going to get a big old run onto the back bumper of the 76, and I think he's going to try and make a move here if he has a big enough run heading into turn 1. Here he goes. He's got that draft. It's sucking up. Going into the first corner, will he make a move? I don't think he has enough room. He's going to have to lift off and just wait. But you see Heitman here. He's staying up as well. He's using that car as a block. He's not letting that 26 get any fresh air, and because of that, the 26 has to turn down a hill harder, burning up the right front tire more than he'd like.
Right now, seeing things kind of searching around still. Let's do anything they can in terms of lines. At this point, it's worth mentioning there were some additional things some of the people could do in terms of adjustments, in terms of the car setup. You know those spring packers that you can put into the car. That's one of the additions that they were able to make available for competitors now in terms of being able to make adjustments to these cars to add that extra little bit in the car for them in the pit stop sequence.
Side by side for the lead. Take a look here. Paul Hill to the inside, side by side. Oh, don't hit him, buddy. Keep it clean. Let's see it. Paul Hill's trying to make the bottom line work. 76 of Heitman's trying to make the top work. As it looks like Gossett and Hoffman have closed into the back bumper of these guys as well. 26 closes the door on the 92. He's going to get a shove down into turn number 1, and we're going to see some crazy racing from here to the end. I think that 76 is going to do everything he can to keep that 26 behind him.
It's indeed, sir. Hill trying to build up the run again. Hoffman trying to battle it out for third.
You know, we actually just had a moment a couple laps ago I want to keep an eye on. Bobby Anderson almost just wrecked, but these guys are up here in the front. We'll talk about that in a minute. Right here, Paul, look at that. That's amazing. These guys are still trying to keep this car safe up in the front.
Yeah, Hill nearly on top of the fender of Heitman, trying to get the side draft. He said sorry for that side draft, but that was basically what you need to do. Able to get the edge in front. Now just looking to clear. Not able to. Here comes Hoffman. 3 wide for the lead.
Oh, yeah, right down the back straightaway, just like that. 3 wide. These guys in 4th and 5th, these guys are battling side by side, too. They just got to keep going. Here we go. The middle lane's got the momentum right now, but that 76, he's going to be pulling on the outside just like that. They're even. They have the same momentum heading down the straightaway. Who does Hoffman help? He goes to the top. That's going to give a little bit of a shove to that 76 as they're still side drafting side by side for the lead. These guys have adjusted their cars and they are all on the same page. Paul Hill trying to get his first win of the season. He has the momentum. He's going to pull up the hill and he will take the lead away. New leader, Paul Hill, on lap with 47 laps to go on lap 154 of 200. But that 76 ain't done yet. He's going to make a move right back down to the bottom of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4, trying to make the bottom line stick. They've switched lanes. That 26 using that third lane up is going to have the momentum down the straight, but that side draft is so strong you could really slow him down. And just like that, Paul Hill dropping back and he's going to have to use some side draft of his own to try and keep the 76 even as they head into turn 1 and 2. And that 92 joins the picture, who we seen win the stage last time by, and he's ready to try and win the race this time round.
And our side draft opportunity, putting on a showcase. There's the good pull. Right on back goes Hill. Right on forward goes Heitman on the slider. And yet again, the 76 able to get the edge. Coming up to 45 laps to go in this one. Hill got a little tight near he scraped the wall down. He looks to reset with Hoffman in the popcorn seat.
You know, this is a wow. They've been switching the lead back and forth. I mean, it's going to be a race between these three cars. I mean, these cars obviously have the fastest things out there, but look at this. It's the first time we see someone go up to that very top lane, and he's carrying the momentum. He's got the power right around the outside, just like that, and he will take the lead just like that, using that top line. I think that top line has some grip nobody's tried yet. And in turns 1 and 2, it worked for Paul Hill. But the 76 tries the bottom again as they head into 3 and 4. But Hill is going to come across the line, and he will lead lap again, just like that. So, but back in the field, Alex Murray, Gossett, and Prince and Gitter just all made some contact. And Gitter and Gossett both drop back and lose 2 spots.
Take a look what happened here.
That 21 Patrick Gitter there. See, there goes Gossett down to the bottom of the racetrack. See what happened here. 07 on that quarter panel. He's going to give him a tap. They lose. They hang on to the race car. Alex Murray says, thank you very much. I'll move on up. Same thing with DeCiani moving up to 4th.
Interesting moment, but it keeps us green. All those drivers now have lost a second on the top 3 fight. Those top 3 drivers have calmed down for now. Hold on, here comes Heitman again. Another peak down low, but yet again, power off 26, able to hold on and clear.
How long can this last? I mean, we got to think about pit stops. They're coming up here soon, not for fuel, but for tires. Something, we're about to see them head down for pit stops very soon, I think is going to be happening any moment now as Patrick Gitter's gotten on by to 07 again. So these two, we want to keep an eye. Holy cow, man, that car is loosey-goosey. Trying to hang on to the thing is Patrick Gitter. He loses a spot to Tommy Gossett just like that. Up for the lead, though. Here comes another dive from Heitman. Here he goes down to the middle lane, trying to make it work. Both are higher up on the racetrack than they've run all day. But look at the bottom of the track. You see Clayton Hoffman trying everything they can as well. All 3 of these guys would love to get a win today. We'll have to see which one of them is going to be able to get it done. But I think the winner is somewhere on your screen.
Indeed. It could be any of these 3 with how things are shaping up on the long run with this being, with how things have scrapped out. Coming up to 40 laps to go. Heitman getting a push now from Hoffman. He now goes for another send. That push really helped. But this has been the strength all race. 26, good power off, corner exit, able to get himself some runs to be able to get clear. That's worked and why Hill dominated for parts of stage 1.
Yeah, and he just did something really smart. He's trying to keep the cars behind him side by side. He just gave the 92 some draft down the back straightaway, which is why he wasn't all the way up against the wall. That helped the 92 get on by Heitman, and now that 92 is chasing down Paul Hill. He's got to do whatever it takes to be able to get on by him. So last time these guys were on pit road was right around lap number 133, 134 in that range. So with that in mind, we need to be able to know if they're going to be able to split the stage. And I think we're going to start seeing pit stops here very shortly. We just saw Dyson. He just came down. He's early pitting. That did not work in the Xfinity race, but it might not be the same thing in the Cup. We'll see if Dyson is able to benefit from pitting early versus pitting later, as most of these other guys will try to do.
See, indeed, in terms of how things are faring out and shaping up amongst these drivers here. Hoffman, he's now up. Looks to pack some air off. Pushes Hill. Tries to cut down the hill. And now gets himself to the numbers. Great run by Hoffman at side draft.
And he's got that lapper. Yeah, he's got the lapper's draft right there to help him out too.
Yeah, but for how long? That's going to take away a line here. Jerry Miller stays low. Stays just out of trouble here, but Hoffman gets a better exit out of it. Hoffman to the lead.
And that 92, I think he has the best long run speed. We saw Paul Hill, I think, has the best short run speed. Heitman's able to maintain with the Hill. It's going to be a close battle for short run. But that 26, he does not want that 92 to get away. So he's going to get right on that rear bumper, and he's going to try and side draft if he can. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Hoffman's going to start scooting away. If I'm Paul Hill, I'm thinking of pitting this lap. I'm pitting this time. That's probably going to be the best bet. We saw Matthew Long. He just came down for his stop. We'll see what's going to happen. Hoffman is lifting slightly there. I thought he was going to be heading down the pit lane. It does not look like he is choosing to do so. The top two are now going to start getting separated, but back in the field for about 5th place, DeCiani. Take a look at this. This battle is between the 5th place car of Matt DeCiani all the way back to 9th place of Nolan Hodgson. These guys are all under a blanket, all in the same group, and they have been racing each other hard since this whole restart. And you see Adam Benefiel, we've been talking about early. He was running 10th and 9th in that range, and he just jumped up to 7th, and now he's trying to chase down top 5.
So now, it's going to get interesting towards the end. Black flag 33. He just entered pit road. Here in pit stop window opening up for some. Bobby Anderson just called for a pit stop. So some drivers electing to come down already. We're already about halfway through the stage just like that here. And now it's going to become on the minds of some of these drivers to end off this race. Here is Gossett on the outside.
Trying to get a run on DeCiani here. He's going to give him a shot in the back bumper just like that. DQ, Adam Benefiel. The 83 just had a moment, and he is out of the race. He was side by side. He was side by side with Gossett. We were riding on board with him, and the 83 just got loose, came up the hill, hit the wall, and he is DQ'd out of the race. Adam Benefiel, he collects Nolan Hodgson with a little bit of nose damage for Nolan Hodgson. We have to take a look at that. We got to get a view of that. Nolan would be able to see it. It was going out of turn number 2 just a lap ago. That is going to take the 83 out of the race. Let's see that 83 car, if we can grab him. He's somewhere around here. I think it was a lap sooner. But he's already gone. Yeah, we need to go back a lap. One more lap sooner. There he is. Here we go. So it's going to happen on the exit of turn number 2 here. He's on the bottom of the racetrack. He's trying to catch up to the back bumper of DeCiani and Gossett. We were riding with Gossett when this happened the first time. The 83 gets loose, overcorrects hard in the outside wall, contact with the front bumper of the 12, and that DQs the 83, sends him out of the race, and that will be day done for him. That will put him back almost to the 30th place spot by the end of this race. But up in the front, we got people pitting. Chad Sanner, he's down. Nolan Hodgson, he's down with damage on the front end. Hastings, Hunter, these guys are all heading down, trying to get some tires and gas. As the leader of the race, Hoffman, Hill, and Heitman, they have all decided to stay out long, and it is working out for them. They have great long run speed, so why on earth would you want to come down sooner? I think it's a smart move by the top 3 to do what they're doing right now.
Yes, indeed. This is going to open things up, possibly. Murray's coming down. Heitman's coming down. Hodgson just said, just unfortunate terrific incident on the radio. DeCiani also is coming down this time by for this window. Oh, whoa! Somebody stopped on the pit road and nearly wrecked the leaders.
What the heck happened to the 30 car? Take a look. He just... Whoa, that 30 car. Let's take a look at that. We need to... the 30 car is who we're going to want to look at. William Owens. So it looks like he tried to get the car going. He spun the rear tires, locked them up, tried to get back going underway right in front of the 76 who chose to come down pit road and just barely missed them. I'm great heads up driving by the 7 and the 76 to see that mistake before he was able to make any difference. But I know it's a 71 on screen. However, in the sim, it is number 30. He's got a different paint scheme. It looks like did not quite update it for William Owens, but yeah, definitely a close call for that 76. And he said over the radio he was hoping for something to happen there. So we'll see what the racing directors choose to do after that incident. But up front, Hoffman's staying out long, Hill staying out, Gossett staying out. Just like that, Hill chooses to come down though. So Hill's down. Hoffman is going to be the one left out, as it looks like Hill's going to need to get 4 tires and gas, just like that.
Interesting run so far, and now we'll see where things cycle. Hoffman, Gosson, and Gitter are still yet to come down as they stretch the run as far as they can here. Hoffman has a big buffer over the rest of those names, though, involved in the running order. We've seen the fresher tires prevail at the end of the run before, so Hoffman maybe trying to play that game, be able to have the better speed at the end of the run to close out this race.
We'll see. Hoffman, he's going to use his long run speed to make up time now. I mean, he's running lap times that are better than everybody else on this long run. So right now he's doing the right thing. He's going to be faster because everybody else is going to get to the long run, and he'll have 5, 6, 7 lap fresher tires than everybody else and running fast in general. That car has great long run speed, so he's doing exactly what he needs to do. The time that he will lose is marginal compared to the time he will gain. And that 76 of Heitman, currently a lap down, even better. You want to see that more. You got Hill a lap down, everybody a lap down. Heitman and Dyson. Remember, Dyson was our first one. Heitman. So with that in mind, it's going to be exciting to see how it ends up working out here. Another black flag there. Gossett! That's a big deal. Holy cow, he was running top 5, and it looks like he's sped going down pit road.
Black flag for him as a result of that sequence. That's going to take him right out of the conversation. He had been in line potentially for a top 5 or so in this one here tonight. Not anymore. Pitting, Hoffman coming in now. And now, the net leader currently would still be Heitman. And black flag, Clayton Hoffman speeding up the cone.
Oh, you hate to see it. He had this race won. He had the fastest car, and now he's going to have to serve a penalty, a drive-through. Oh, that just ruins his day. That opens the door for everybody else, but that will do it. Unless we see a caution, it's going to be extremely hard to come back from that mistake. And you got to feel for Hoffman. His win's coming. You know it is. He's a really fast guy, but it's just so interesting here. I mean, I cannot believe what I just saw.
So Gitter continues to stretch the run, hoping for a caution flag maybe. That might be one of his best chances. Jonathan Delaney in the same boat. Lucas Hoitzma 4 seconds back. Sean O'Brien Jr. already indicated a pit stop coming up for the 65 as well. He's going to come in with Benfield. So likely comes down to 2 drivers for the win. If it stays green, Heitman and Hill are the 2.
And oh gosh, Hill is so loose right now. He's trying to hang on to that race car. We're looking at the current leaders who have yet to come down pit road. Those guys are not going to be a real factor unless they have something wild happen to help them out. The main guy you want to keep an eye on, remember, Hill stayed out a little longer than Hoffman. Let's take a look at that stint graph that we talk about every week, it seems like. If we can take a look at the stints of the drivers. Take a look right here. Hill has 4 laps on his, 2 laps better tires than Heitman. So with that in mind, 2 lap better tires than Heitman. Can that difference make up the entire run? Can he chase down that driver over the course of the entire run? That is the question. We're going to have to take a look and see. It's going to be exciting to see who can do it and if he's able to get on by.
It'll be a curious time. And people are calling and hoping for a caution dance. After having all the cautions earlier, that's a surprise. But,
Yeah.
I mean, some people want the strategy to work out, like Gitter and Delaney. They are the only two yet to pit.
That's true. They're staying out really long, and that's good for them. I mean, sure, go for it. If you get a caution, 9 cars are on the lead lap. It's only your benefit. Go until your heart's content. You just, as long as you can stay out as long as you can, it might be a benefit, because if you can get that caution that you're looking for, it's going to change everything. You got Cameron Stone there as well, trying to get his lap back here. The more you look at it here, considering these drivers out here on the racetrack, I mean, Patrick Gitter and Jonathan Delaney, the longer they stay out, the better for them. If they pit now, game over. It ain't going to help them. They're doing the only logical step that can get them a win. That is the only thing they can do. Even though they're running slower than the leaders. Take a look at those lap times. 41.9 for Heitman versus a 43.1 for Delaney. Holy cow. And that's still going to be better than going down and getting tires if a caution comes out. Now, look at Hill. He just ran about a 10th faster than Heitman. This time by, he ran 3/10 faster than Heitman. Hill is chasing him down, and he will be there very soon.
He is flying and doing it his way. Delaney, he's come on down. That leaves only one. Gitter is the only person left on the strategy. Hill is within half a second for the net lead and is rapidly closing on up. Only a couple more laps of the tank at most for the 21 car here, as it looks like Jeremy Miller's car has given up the ghost. Meatball flag.
That could be a tire. It could be something like that. I'm not 100% sure. He just came down pit road. We'll have to take a look and see what exactly may have caused that particular situation. I'm pretty sure it's a tire. I think he just blew something, so I think we'll be all right. But right now, look at this. Paul Hill. He's going to chase him down. And you can look right in front of these two cars. You can see that one car that made a dire mistake that took him out of the running. Hoffman, you got to feel for him. I mean, he did everything right this race. He was waiting late at the 26 and the 76 battle it out, and he was going to end up taking the lead in this race, that 76 car. He was going to end up, the 92. He was going to be able to take this and probably run away with it. But tonight, just one mistake can really ruin a race, especially when it goes green like this. So he's going to need a lot of luck to get back into this race. But Paul Hill and Derek Heitman, they are going to do everything they can to make this work. And I think that we're going to see Paul Hill make this way more interesting than we could ever imagine. He's going to try and get on by Heitman. The moment he's able to get on by that 76 is going to change the entire complexion of his race. He is going to focus on trying to hang on to the race car, no mistakes, green all the way through. Same thing with Heitman if he's able to hold off the 26. But remember, 2 lap fresher tires for that second place car there. Hill, he's already to the back bumper.
Now can he make the pass? That's the critical thing. Coming up to 20 laps to go. Heitman's loose. Here comes Hill. Tries to take the air off. Goes to the bumper. Now backs up the corner. Trying to aim it low. Heitman tries to hold on defensively high. Coming out of 4. Side by side for a split second as Heitman gets the edge.
Just like that, Heitman's trying to break the draft. He's going low. Hill's going to try and follow him through. Now, I think right now, the one thing I'm thinking about with these two drivers is, I mean, whenever it comes to the win, it's so hard to win. And as we're looking at it right now, we know for a fact that neither of these guys have won yet this season. Paul Hill sitting 15th in points, 73 points above the cut line. Derek Heitman sitting in 13th, 96 points above the cut line. But a win, that would change everything for these two drivers. That would give them the opportunity to make more riskier decisions later in the races to come. They will be in the playoffs for sure. They don't have to worry about a thing. They're racing for a chance to get to the playoffs to win a championship. If they are able to win this race, they are automatically in, and they are going to be willing to do whatever it takes to win. Paul Hill's all over the back bumper. He's going to try and move that 76, play with the air around that car, and we're on board with him right now. You can see exactly what he's seeing. That car right in front, he knows that win is just one car away, and Heitman is thinking nothing other than trying to find a way around him, trying to hold him off. And Hill's trying to find a way around him. He's going to get down to the bottom. Here we go. Right on the quarter panel.
This is for the win. Getter is officially in. Now close out the pit window. Heitman still quicker down the straightaway. Hill quicker in the corners. This time Hill tries to use a diamond line. This might get something going here. Can he get to the fender for the side draft? Elects not to close up until now. There it is. Pulls on back on Heitman. Side by side, heading into 3. Coming to 18 laps to go.
Oh, he's got it now.
Run. A bit of a wiggle for Hill. Here comes Heitman to clear.
I am stunned by the driving ability of that 76 to hang on to the lead after how much speed we've seen in the car right there from the 26. And I mean, while this is all happening for the lead, think about these drivers that are having great days we didn't expect. Sean O'Brien, he just moved up to 11th. He's just outside top 10. Another car. Hunter Truell recovering from his accident. He's up to 13th. Tanner Marty, 14th. And Chad Sanner is running in 6th. All this great days are happening behind these two leaders battling for the win with 16 to go when they cross the stripe. 26 is doing everything he can to try and get by that Toyota. He's going to the bottom just like that. He's got to run side by side. 76 side drafts down the front straightaway. You're on board with them right now. Heading down to the turn number 1. We need to take a look at this from a distance. 26 dives it in there deep. He has the momentum. He's hanging on to the race car, and he's going to clear the 76 of Heitman. He's going to slide up the hill, and Paul Hill is going to be our leader out of turn number 2. And his main goal now is sail. Run away. Don't look in the mirror. Try and run away. But that 76, he ain't done, though. No, he dives it in deep into turn 3, trying to make that bottom line work. He's doing everything he can. He knows he's at a tire disadvantage. He just lost the biggest advantage, which was aero blocking. And now he's got to be able to somehow save something for Hill in the last 15 laps of this race.
See if he's able to find something, reaching deep. Heitman again trying to use the inside for clean air, but Hill is right in his happy place on that outside line. That's going to be the tough thing. Hill's got the race right where he wants it to go. Outside dominant to close up the runs, be able to build up momentum, be able to sort things out. It's been that type of a night.
That didn't work at all for Heitman. Heitman just dropped back quite a bit. He tried something different. He tried to get a run on the outside of turns 3 and 4, and that's not really where anybody's been running all night. I think turns 1 and 2 is the place where you can do that and actually gain some ground, but Paul Hill, think about this. He almost won at Atlanta, which is the third race of the season, second race of the season, something like that, and he almost won that race. He was so close to getting it done. He's leading the race now, and the only thing he's thinking in his mind, no caution, no caution, no caution. Just hang on to the car, get to the end, and you will become a winner here at the Full Length Cup Challenge in Auto Club. This will be a game changer for him if he's able to do it. We got Cameron Stone, though, in the 57. He's going down pit road right now. Not entirely sure what his what's going on, but you hate to see it. He was having such a good day, and it looks like it's not going to work out for him over the long run. He's going to have to come down and get some tires and gas, and that will do it for him. So up front, though, this lead is just doing everything they need to do. But take a look here. DeCiani, we're looking on board with him right now. DeCiani, this character, he has been up here in the front week in and week out trying his best to get a win as well. He's another driver who has yet to win this season. The top 3 all haven't won yet, but DeCiani here, he is so close in a points battle with another driver here trying to just, get a win. If he can get a win, he's in, but he's already pretty safe. He's really safe. You can take a look here at our point standings. DeCiani's 221 points to the cut line. Not going to be a problem. I don't think we're going to see any issue here, especially with Komacheski not showing up for the race this week. That's definitely going to be a benefit to him in terms of making it. And I think he's already going to make the playoffs, but a win definitely opens up a chance for more wins, playoff points, and that's all you really want. As the battle for this lead is starting to separate, we see Paul Hill. He's still having to navigate some lap traffic. That slowed him down this time around. Derek Heitman's trying to catch him back up, and it's not over. I don't think that it's over in the slightest. These guys that are battling for these lapper positions and all around the track, you got different battles going on. Anything could happen. So don't think it's over just yet. Hill is going to drive the race of his life. He's going to need to drive hard every lap. But that 76 is going to do everything he can to try and move him out of the way for this win. And right now, Hill has got to be so focused. You cannot be any other way behind the wheel when you're leading a race with just 10 laps to go when you cross the stripe next time by.
He'll loose out of the corners once again. Just like that earlier on in the race. That could be a concern, to say the very least, for some of these drivers here. Coming around to the final stretch. 10 laps to go. DeCiani and Murray are still 3.5, 4 seconds back. As things go on here, Heitman seems to not be able to close up. Fresher tires by Hill. I think Heitman might need a caution at this point, Kirk, to have a chance.
Yeah, he's going to need something. But Hill, I mean, right now you got to think, okay, I got 4/10 of the car behind me. Save my right rear. Do not try to overdrive the exit of the corners. I know I'm faster, but if I burn up that right rear, the car's just going to get loose and slide out from under me. And I don't want that. But we're looking right now here. This is going to eventually be a battle for third. You can see that Alex Murray, who's already won this year, is trying to catch up to the back bumper of that 4-car DeCiani. He's trying to get another podium spot to try and get to talk to us up here in the booth, because Lord knows that's a wonderful thing to be able to do. He's going to do everything he can to try and do that himself. But another driver that I think did something really smart that ended up helping him over the long run, Andrew Dyson. He's sitting in 5th. Take a look at this car right here, the 41 car. He pitted earlier than everybody else, and because of that, he's sitting with about a 4 or 5 second gap on back to 6th place Chad Sanner, who I'll go over here in a minute. But take a look at this. He is doing so fine. He's just got to be able to make it to the end of the race, and he'll be just fine as the lead is stretched another 10th. So more comfort for Paul Hill. Looking here at the 6th place car, take a look at this, Chad Sanner. I want to get a camera on him for a second. Chad Sanner in the 94 car. This guy has surprised me all day long. He has taken care of that car. He got through the mess, and now he's sitting in the top 10, sitting with 6th place spot, 2 seconds ahead of the next competitor, which is Matthew Long, who won last week. I mean, major props to Chad Sanner and his entire team, showing that he has the ability to compete in this level at a high level, and he's going to get a great finish today. And that's something that he's going to be happy to write home about. Same thing with the rest of the top 10. We guys we normally see. Matthew Long, he won last week. Delaney, he's won a couple races this season. Patrick Gitter, he's won a race. Hoytsma wons 2. All these guys are all stuck in a little pack together, and they're going to be trying to just hang on to their positions as well. But still another great race for them this week, but really impressive to see Chad Sanner do as well as he has been, as the lead gap has now stretched to 0.7 of a second. Hill is scooting away, and he must be feeling on cloud 9 right now. He's probably feeling so dang good right now.
Yeah, some great runs here for some of these competitors here as we've gone throughout the night. Still taking a look at the battle going on for 4th. Murray trying to find a way around the Fortis machine. These are equal tires, but it's Murray who prefers to run the high line, coming to 5 laps to go. Allowing him to chip away a little bit. Last time by, it was DeCiani. He was quicker though net. Good pick-me-up down the back straightaway by Murray, as DeCiani tries to use the lane above the first seam.
It's going to be a great battle for that spot. It's all about getting that extra point. Every point matters in this series, and right now they're going for that one extra spot. They'll take what they can get there. And thinking about this right now, when this race ends, if it stays the way it is currently on our scoreboard, we will have 10 different winners after this race here today, which would be phenomenal considering the fact that of all the races, they have raced in 15 of them. That means out of 15, 10 different winners in 15 races. The amount of competitiveness in this entire field is so absolutely vast that anyone on any given week, if given the right circumstances and the right position, can win the race. Hill just jumped his length of lead up to about 1 second with 4 laps to go. And you see DeCiani in the 7 car here. This is for position, for the 3rd place spot. Do they want to get an interview? That's what they're really racing for, the point in the interview. We interview all the way up to 3rd. So right now he's trying that top line, not necessarily working 100%. Oh, hang on to it. He just hit the wall pretty good there. That might lose a few tenths of a second there, but he's able to carry that speed down the back straightaway, and he's going to try to get around DeCiani here.
Still trying to work hard for a podium. Lap traffic playing a bit of a factor here to close things out. Now it looks like DeCiani using the draft of the lapper to his advantage down the straightaway. Murray looking to sling it high side. Lap traffic also chooses the high side though. That'll take away an opportunity for Alex Murray here. Coming to 2.5 laps to go. Bad time to reach the traffic.
Yeah, that scared the living heck out of me. I thought that was going to be a wreck for sure. He did a good job of avoiding making an accident happen there with William Owens. So let's talk about this for right now. We're down to the end of this race. Let's go back up here to these leaders because you got to talk about Paul Hill. All season, he has shown speed in that 26 car. He has been fast. He's been there at the end. He was in the lead on the last lap of the race at Atlanta. He was about to win the thing, but in turn 4, he got spun, and he had no chance there. He was done. That 26 car has shown speed at every track we've gone to. He is fast. He's been in unfortunate situations, getting taken out of races early due to accidents. But today, I think if he's able to get around to get this white flag, today is going to be the day that 26 car of Paul Hill is going to come across the line, and he will become our 10th different winner this season if he's able to hang on for just one more lap. Here he goes. Get to that line, buddy. You got this. Come on. Cross the stripe. 1 lap to go here for the full-length Cup Challenge from Auto Club. I cannot believe it. Take a look at Paul Hill ride around one more time around Auto Club Speedway.
146 laps led on the night for Hill. Started to showcase his speed when he emerged in stage 1 as a threat with the outside line. Now, just has to make his way to the corners one more time. After a whirlwind to begin the night, after a blunder of expectations, after a whirlwind for many of these competitors, it's Paul Hill who survives it all. Paul Hill takes the win in Fontana.
All right. Man, he's going to be, I can't wait to hear from him. He's got an interesting helmet, though. My goodness, what? Dude, you won your first race of the season, and you're wearing that helmet. Oh, my goodness, that is funny. All right, but hey, all together, man, that team, Paul Hill shows exactly what he needs to be doing. Great win for that driver, and I cannot wait to hear from him once he's able to get into the Discord, and we'll be able to drag him in here, hopefully.
Paul Hill, Derek Heitman, Matt DeCiani, the top 3 here in this one. As you mentioned, 10 different winners now in 2025 competition. Hill get the chance to burn it on down on the front straightaway.
Oh, yeah, he's locking him up. Oh, burn out. There you go. Just like that, 26. You got it. That's awesome, man. I feel so happy for Paul. I can't wait to hear from him. And Derek Heitman, he showed a tremendous amount of sportsmanship. As he was going through turn 3 and 4, he was saying that, I mean, tremendous job. He was complimenting Paul on such a great drive. And you see him here doing burnouts on the front stretch. He had the fastest car today. He had the fastest lap of the race. And that 26 car shows exactly why he should be in victory lane. The fastest car of the race wins today. That is for sure. And a wild first stage, and then from the end of the first stage, it just was really nice and calm. So things just really relaxed after that. But what a day for all the drivers out here on the racetrack today.
We'll take a step aside when we come back. Post-race coverage coming up Watch Maconi Entertainment for coverage of the full-length Cup Challenge from California.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's coverage of the full-length Cup Challenge after a eventful one here from California. In the end, it's Paul Hill over Derek Heitman and Matt DiCiani. Alex Murray unofficially also in 4th. Dyson in 5th. Center, one of the best runs all season in 6th. Gitter, Delaney, Hoytsma, and Long, your top 10.
Finishing in the 11th place spot tonight will be Sean O'Brien Jr. I just saw his location. He probably put that by a joke. Got Hunter Truells finishing in 12th. Bobby Anderson in 13th. Tanner Marty 14th. 15th, Clayton Hoffman. 16th, Nolan Hodgson with 17th, Stone Benfield. 18th, William Owens. 19th, Cameron Stone. And rounding out your top 20, Tyler Hunter.
21st going to Jerry Miller. Then it's Clef Mullins, Ben Tracy, Dylan Kritz along with Tommy Gossett, Daniel Wallen, Brandon Hastings, Rich Kleinman, Adam Benefield, and Carl Dodson amongst your top 30.
And these guys didn't quite make it to the end of the race. Jeremy Clapper Newell, 31st. Joey Preby in 32nd. Ralph Hutchinson in 33rd. Jacob Simpson, 34th. 35th. Neil Pearson, 36th. Jason S. Taylor, or Jedi Taylor. 37th, Robert Miller, and Stephen Williams. Round out all of your finishers here today in 38.
That's what we talked about the run over here tonight in this one. Let's take the opportunity to speak with your winner.
Thanks.
Paul Hill, getting the opportunity to speak with us here. You break through tonight. How does it feel to be a winner in the FLCC?
Feels good. It's been a long time coming. I've come close a couple races now, so it feels good to finally, break the bottle on the ship and get that win.
How was it in terms of balancing this car tonight, especially with the new build?
Honestly, I got to give a shout out to Joseph Galata, CFM Motorsports over there. We put a lot of work into this, even though it's not technically, a week one. We're going to Pocono next week, but he took time out of his day, and me and all the guys over there, we put a lot of laps in and used the time to kind of learn this build, and I feel like it really paid off clearly as we got the win. And Chad with his top 10, that was an awesome run for him. Same car, doing a phenomenal job as well.
So with that being said, how do you build this momentum now that you've broken up through to join the postseason?
Just keep plugging away, I guess. Keep hoping for these clean races. Try to minimize the damage. I got hit on that lap 1 incident, but was able to get the car fixed up. So just stay out of trouble, and the more you run up front, the more likely you are to win. So just keep doing that and keep making good strategy calls and building great cars.
Any shout-outs you like to give after this one?
Yeah, I want to shout out Joseph Galata, Chad Sanner, Nolan Hodgson. He's also one of the guys out there working on these sets week in and week out. Tyler Hunter, he helped this week as well. He's also one of our members over at CFM Motorsports Esports. So I want to give him a shout out as well for all his time he invested, and Rich Kleiman as well. He helped as well.
Congratulations on the run here tonight, Paul.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
Paul Hill gets the win tonight. Derek Heitman comes away in second. He ended up leading 42 laps, the second most laps led on the evening after spinning the tires on the initial start. He's with Kirk.
Hey, Derek, man, you had a heck of a race going from the beginning with all that drama, got all the way through the field, and you're back up towards the front, and you end up getting just one spot short. Tell us, how did you feel your day went today there, Derek?
Well, it started out like absolute crap because I made the biggest rookie mistake anyone can make in this league, and I mean, shame me for it, pin me to a cross. I checked the restart on the backstretch. I went from first to second on the backstretch, no wheel spin, because and then obviously on the front stretch, I don't know if it was the banking or what it was, but as soon as I shifted to second, it like chirped the tires and it turned right, and I felt super bad because I hate being that guy that makes the mistake like that. But to get 2 minutes of damage, get it all fixed, and be able to drive back up through the field, and probably should have finished third, but Clayton sped on pit road, so we'll take the P2 where we can get him, right?
I hear you loud and clear, Derek. Now, hey, don't beat yourself up. Everybody makes mistakes in life. It's part of it. But in racing, nobody likes being the guy, like you said. It just happens. But you did an incredible job going from the back with all that damage all the way through the field up to the front. And you had something for Hill. He had 2 lap fresher tires than you did, and I think that ended up making the difference. But let me ask you there, Derek. Did you have fun out there today?
Oh, I had a blast. Like, my shirt is pretty much a wet towel right now. I mean, I am completely drenched. I had a unibrow of sweat going across my face. I mean, this was this new car update was so much fun. I can't wait to watch this race back because I bet the racing just looks phenomenal. From probably lap 6, probably from the second stage on. The first stage was kind of a mess. Why we were all figuring it out because it's brand new, and I mean, I understand the whole no excuse thing, but I mean, I put in hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of laps in the last 48 hours to build this car, as did my teammates as well. Joey, I hate it for him that he couldn't get a decent finish. He should have been a lot better because him and I just ripped this car for 48 hours straight to try to get this thing where we got it, and couldn't be happier, man. Shout out Ryko, shout out Ken for giving us the time and dedication. That man built like 6 setups this week between the Coke car, this car. I mean, we're already done with Pocono. I mean, he builds the truck. I mean, so I wish I could have came away with the win for the team, but I mean, I'm so happy to finish where I did with the new car and everything. A lot of learning.
Yeah, I know that wind's coming, Derek. I know it is. I got to tell you, though, on the initial start, I was doing my boogies as per the usual. And right when that wreck happened, you got to watch it. It was a pretty interesting moment, Derek. I think you'll find it slightly humorous to cheer you up a little bit. So anyway,
well, the thing
man.
is I got kind of messed. I got kind of the short end of the stick on incident points too, because I got a 4X, of course, from the wreck, and then I stopped in the infield while everyone else was wrecking, and then as I'm pulling out of the infield, it gives me another 1X for a 5X, and then then I'm racing in the back with the squirrels, and I have over a minute of damage, and someone wrecked right in front of me, so I turned right to avoid that. Who was it? One of the Altus cars. Robert ran into the back of me, and then I turned down because I got hit, and then I got ran into the back of by Ralph, which I mean, not to their guys' fault. I mean, someone else just lost the car right in front of me. So then I had 2 minutes of damage again after getting it down to about 40 seconds. So I'm just again happy to be able to bring it back up to where we did. So
Still, great job. It was amazing to watch you come back from all that adversity. Great job tonight. Congratulations on finishing second. We'll see you next week at Pocono.
Thank you guys so much. You guys have a great night.
Do the same, sir. All righty. We'll get you out of here. All right. Back to you, Justin.
Derek Heitman coming away in second. Matt Tiziani, his teammate. Very quiet night. Comes away with the top 3. How'd you like the car?
Yeah, I mean, it was decent. It was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. So I ran top 10-ish pretty much the whole night. I mean, say it's pretty good for first race on this new build.
How tricky was it to make your way through this field tonight? Because you had to gain 24 positions just to get here.
A little bit. Just kind of had to be patient and just understand where your car was strong and where you can make passes. You just had to be careful just when you're trying to make passes, because there's a few spots, car can get really out of shape, so you just kind of had to be aware of that. I guess ultimately it was just be patient, had a good enough speed in the car. I was pretty decent throughout the run, didn't feel like I was off at any points, just overall a little off on speed, but pretty close, I'd say.
So, what's your thoughts on Pocono coming up next week?
After tonight, I think it'll be interesting. I like the fact that we're not wadded up in 25 car packs. I like the fact that we can actually get some separation and race people, and you can try to make a move now, and if you miss it, you're not going to lose 7 spots getting trained. So if it runs similar to like this as far as the draft goes, I think Pocono will be a decent race. It'll be a little different, I think, though, because it's probably going to be a 1-groove track versus here where we had 4 or 5 lanes to use. So that might be bad with dirty air, but I don't know. I haven't run any laps there yet, and I guess we'll find out next week.
Anyone you want to give a shout out to here tonight?
Oh yeah, congrats to Paul on the win, on Derek and his P2. Feel bad for Clayton. I thought Clayton had the best car out here tonight. Fortunate he had his issues. Thanks to Pat and Carl for helping me put laps in this week, and thanks for Bobby for putting on this league, and then you guys for calling the race.
Congratulations on the podium.
Thanks, guys.
Matt Tiziani rounds the top 3 discussions here. I'd like to thank our top 2 for taking time to speak with us during post-race coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. As said by the drivers, we go to Pocono next week. That's June the 21st. That starts at approximately 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to tune in here on Maconi Entertainment. So an eventful night comes to a close here, Kirk. Your final thoughts as we get ready for the Pocono Mountains next week.
It took a lot of learning early in the first stage here tonight, but tonight's race was really great. But next week, Pocono, that's going to throw a wrench in everything. I think everybody should be tuning into Pocono. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be unique. And it's not a track that we go to anywhere else. It's similar. It's the only track I know that has that, that triangle look. And I'm excited to see how these teams over the next week are going to come up with a setup to be able to try and compete well with Pocono. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I recommend everybody watching here that you tune in for that. It's going to be worth your time.
So on that note, it's just about time to say goodbye. I'd like to thank you for tuning in for tonight's coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside with the booth was Kirk Mills, DJ Line producing. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. I hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to the entire staff for the work in bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.